Click listen live, or Buzz, you can go to
radiomat.com.
Right.
Check our stream out, Jack.
You can click there and listen live on the web, and DonnaMikeWebsite.com. Just days away. We have millions of Cambodian children who we have locked up in sweatshops.
Yes, and they're toiling away. Yes.
Feed them, won't you?
They're changing the website. Buzz, we won't feed them until the website is back up.
That's exactly my point.
But we won't. No matter how many beautiful hemp tomatoes you grow, those children will not get high. Those children will not be fed.
Yeah, they're delicious hemp tomatoes. Man, I'm hungry for another one.
But the website will be up soon, and you have the phone numbers. And today's show is, of course, all about Elvis.
I never would have guessed that.
And think about this record, Suspicious Minds. It's got a fade in it that used to flip out disc jockeys. I'm going to let it roll here. Now, listen to this. Right. Now, if you're playing the record, you're DJ, you're just playing it. That's the level it should be at, okay?
Right.
Just bear with me. Right now, you'd go for your headphones and you go, Christ.
It's coming back.
And then it almost fades out all the way down. I'm not doing this. This is on the record.
That is crazy.
That is the way Elvis had the record produced. And the story is, it showed how his career had been called an end. He was dead, and he revived his career. He drove freaking disc jockeys in 1969 out of their minds. A minute left to go in the record, and all of a sudden you hear it start to fade out, and it's like Elvis just working the knobs. So over the years, what they've done is they've put out radio versions that have it all, so you don't hear the fade up and fade down.
That's good.
Yes, just like his career was vanishing into oblivion and came back loud, and now it
Hello,
phone call.
Don and Mike show, Elvis show. Hello.
Hey, Don.
Hi.
I was wondering if Elvis is going to be making a helicopter appearance this afternoon.
Yes, everybody, this is a warning. Listen, our comedy level is at Brown.
Yes.
Comedy level Brown today.
DEFCON Brown.
Man.
Because it will be Elvis to Elvis and Elvis to Elvis on the phone sex lines.
Ah, very, very exciting.
Which one of us do you think would be able to pick up a fine hooker on the telephone first?
Yes, it'll be very exciting to see how they respond to our joviality, our jocularity.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye.
Thank you for calling.
You made him very happy.
And incidentally, if you're doing Elvis, you always talk down like that. Not talk down to people. I'm not trying to do that. I'm talking about
Jack.
somebody else.
Talking about somebody else. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Yes, how are you doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
Doing fine, Jack.
I got a question.
Yes.
I heard yesterday, I just got back in town. How did Frida die? What happened?
This is a wonderful call to take at the beginning of a show that we're doing about Elvis. What happened was, I was doing the show with my good friend Mike and Buzz, and a man called and said something that was so stupid
that we literally stopped the show. Here we are trying to be comedy. Why don't you look into it somewhere else, sir, but not here. We're moving forward, you incredibly insensitive asshat.
It was about a month ago we were taking calls, and the caller was so stupid that my lovely wife... Now, why am I talking like Elvis now? You know, listen, dude, do what everybody else did. Do a Google search. I mean, what kind of call is this to start a show with? Hello? Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean, really, hold on a second. Now, God rest her soul, no one wants to get past it more than me.
Right.
My wife died over a month ago. We're doing a show today that obviously has nothing to do with reality. This is about Elvis. We're still like taking on-screen calls.
So thanks for bringing it up.
Hold on a second. Are you that dumb? Really? I mean, you realize...
I just got back in town a month ago.
Wait, hold on. Just getting back into town. What the hell does that have to do with anything?
So somebody told you, obviously, that...
Somebody told you Don's wife died and you called up to ask him about it?
And like, wait, they didn't tell you how she died?
Or when?
No.
No, turn your radio down and don't hang up now. Who told you this?
I heard it on the radio yesterday.
You heard it on the radio, yes. I don't buy you. I don't believe you for a second.
I believe you may have heard me reference it or somebody referenced it yesterday. But listen, why? Dude.
God.
Jesus
Talk about
Christ.
a showstopper. You might be the great showstopper of all time.
Yep.
And you're turning your radio up again, ass.
Turn your radio down.
Now it's funny.
Seriously, what is wrong with you?
nothing.
Turn your radio
Yes,
down.
it is.
What is on in the background there?
It's on. Nothing's on now.
Nothing's
on now.
Okay.
So you were out of town for a month.
This is one. Where were you for a month?
Florida. You don't see my phone number? My phone number came up Florida.
Yes, I see that as Florida, but I didn't know that you were in Florida.
No, where were you? You said you were out of town. Now you're in Florida. No surprise we're having difficulty communicating with you.
I'm from Virginia.
You're from Virginia. Okay.
Yes.
So you wanted just to call right at the beginning. Would you like all the gruesome details?
No, not at all.
Oh,
well, then what did you call? Seriously, what did you call for?
Then how
you guys didn't say it on the radio yet.
How can? No, excuse me for not repeating every day exactly what happened for those listeners who are mentally impaired.
I didn't call up to ruin your radio show, sir.
You didn't.
I just called up.
Well, who do you wait? Whose wife do you think died?
What do you mean? It was Mike's wife.
Well, Don, but yes, my real name is Mike. But yes.
Yeah, but I mean, so you're going to call and ask him about it? Don't you think that's a little odd?
Wait,
I'm
not even going to use words like insensitive and moronic.
Really? Let's get right to it. I'll deal with this up front.
Answer the phone, or someone else was going to answer the phone.
Right, yeah, because you know, calling a request line, and you know as a listener to this show that we take unscreened phone calls. You know that there's a chance you're going to get picked up.
I never called before. My first time calling.
Right. Okay. Well, then listen. What questions can I answer for you?
Nothing. You know what?
No. You started this. We are going to end this now. What was the first question you asked me? Come on, let's go ahead.
All I just want to know what happened because she was a part of the show and.
Right.
And,
don't you think? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I got to, or I'm not going to be. I'm going to be mad at myself. Don't you think there would have been other methods for you to get your information?
I mean, couldn't you be like every other goddamn stalker in the world and go to the internet?
I'm not a stalker, so I don't.
Don't you think it's pretty stupid to call the show on our request line?
Oh, my God. I'm ruining your show today.
All right, listen, here's what happened. I'm going to try to be civil with you because I know Frida would want me to be civil.
All right, go.
A man who was just, and I don't want to, about your intellect.
And there's the chatter in the background, too. What is in the background, sir? It's a woman talking.
My wife is in the background.
Tell her to shut up.
Tell her to shut up.
Tell her to shut her mouth.
Please.
Shut up your mouth now. How's that?
How's Frida?
You know what?
Hey, what did she say?
You?
Did she say how's Frida?
Yeah.
Why don't you put your wife on the phone?
Wow.
Okay, there you go.
Wow. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it wasn't legit.
Yeah. So you want to know how Frida's doing? She's dead.
I want to know how is she?
Yeah, she's dead.
I know. I'm sorry to hear about it.
Yeah, you sound real broken up about it, you bitch. You sound totally broken up.
What is your problem, lady?
How's Frida? She's dead. Well, you knew, so why are you asking?
Huh?
What is your problem? What's wrong with you?
You know that my wife
What's my problem?
You know that...
I need a man.
What?
I need a man, and I wanted to talk to you. Could you go out with me at least?
Okay, let's just stick to
I really think we've got two really seriously people that...
Come on.
You said to me...
Could you guys play a song for me of Elvis?
Hold on, I want to get back to... You knew that my wife was dead, yet you asked me how she's doing. Why did you do that?
What were you trying to do?
That's what you said. With her, but of course she wasn't really with it, and I won't go into gruesome detail, but she was killed in a head-on car collision where a guy driving a big SUV ran into her smaller car at a very high rate of speed. And now you hung up?
Guess they couldn't handle the reality of it. I guess they couldn't handle it. I guess that was a little too much reality for the dummies.
He's got to call Mrs. Jennings.
Wow. Wow. Man, where do you classify that one? Does that fall under the category, seriously, of massive stupidity?
Total idiots.
Is that, I really don't, I think it was just stupidity.
I think they were actually sober.
I'm not even going to give them credit for being insensitive. You know I can't. They're too stupid.
Jesus, I apologize. I swear to God, that makes me sick to my stomach.
People need to know.
That makes me feel like I want to throw up right now, and I swear to God, I'm serious about that. I'm all for taking unscreened calls, and I'm all for having fun. And you're going to be that stupid?
That's mind-boggling.
Beyond the depths.
Mind-boggling. Hey, how you doing?
Now.
Excuse me, that slipped out.
Hey, watch it.
Sorry about that.
We don't need that problem.
Sorry.
We don't need you dropping the S-bomb.
Sorry. Sorry.
Good sentiment, though.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know, this show can't start to become a drag. You can't do that to me, folks. I mean, really. I mean, I'm not making a threat to it. I can't do it. I can't do it if it's going to be crap like that. And even, yesterday, I don't know what the friggin' problem with you people is. And I mean people like that called and the guy that posted the thing on the internet. I really don't know what your problem is. And I'd like to address one other thing about the internet thing yesterday. And I'm going to, and again, because so many of you are so stupid, I'm going to have to start this by saying, I'm speaking now as a real guy, not as the radio guy. Gee, why would I be upset that someone posted my address on the internet right after Frida died? Did any of you dumbasses ever stop to consider that there are things that I don't tell you about, parts of my life that I don't tell you about? Have I mentioned to you, this has happened to me before many times, where people show up at my house, where the police have been called to come to my house? Did I mention that after this guy posted this on this message board on July 11th, the day after my wife died, that within the next 3 weeks, addressed to my son, were condolence cards, and of course he opened them up because they had happy stickers and happy writing on them, and on the inside they had skulls and crossbones. I am not making this up. I mean, I know one thing has nothing to do with the other. Mm-hmm. The insensitive phone call by the stupid person. You know, anybody out there that thinks I'm paranoid or I'm uptight, I haven't told you all the crap that the small, dumb ass percentage of this audience has put me through and put my family through. And I'm not being a martyr. I'm not being, don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm just telling you, there's some real pricks out there. And yesterday when I talked about that guy who posted the stuff on the internet, it's because just one time I had to stand up, and this is the forum to do it, to say, that's wrong.
Absolutely.
There's a point where you can find out information about people. That's cool. You say, why are you flipping out about that, Don? Everybody could know where you live. Yeah, because my kid got hate letters at our home addressed to him, even done with fakey, like feminine handwriting.
Mm-hmm. It's
and
amazing.
I didn't mention any of that. You know, why do you seriously? And again now, this is not the radio guy, it's a real guy. Why do you think we had to hire police? Do you think my family, I mean Frida's family, do you think that they were happy that there had to be police at the viewing and police at the funeral? Do you think that's because I'm paranoid? Do you think that I went to the cops and I said, I'm pretty famous, and I know there's a lot of crazy stalkers out there. No, don't you think that the police looked at the record of stuff that you people have done? The number of times that they've had to come out to my house? You know, I won't even bore you with it. My neighbors are wonderful for having put up with over the years when we've had to have goddamn cops sitting at the bottom of my street by my house. Because some idiot posted my address on the internet, and then we get a letter that says, we're going to do this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm upset about this. This is not the first time that this has happened, and I want that guy that put that stuff on the internet most recently to know that's why I'm pissed. Anybody that wants to find out where I live, where Buzz lives, where Mike lives, you can find that stuff out. And whatever you want to say about my wife on a message board, that is totally your prerogative. But when you print my address and then other people urge people to send condolence cards to my son and they really show up, well, somebody's got to be held accountable for that. And in this case, it was that guy from yesterday.
Sure. Yep. He can't hide behind it. He can't hide behind the little web address. It's ridiculous, his little email address.
And that's one thing that
I don't take the culpability away from these websites that allow these things to be posted too. Every one of these websites has an individual that lives in the mother's basement that is responsible for what gets on there. And you know what? I know it's Dodge City, and I know these guys don't have any accountability either. But at some point, somebody's got to step in. I really think.
I'm just telling you.
All that stuff gets edited, does it not? Isn't all that stuff selected?
Yes,
for
but
what's
people
will
say
through?
It's it's First Amendment. You can
First Amendment.
Say whatever you want. You can write whatever you want. That's right. That's great. Ask anybody that's been to my house. Anybody that's I live in the middle of nowhere on a dead end street. It's really amazing how many people just find their way to the end of the street and turn around and start to come up my driveway. Ask anybody who stayed at my house when we're out of town. Ask anybody. Say, God, we're amazed. How can that be? I say, gee, do you really want to know? So that's why I'm uptight about my privacy. And I'm sorry that phone call triggered that thing. But, you know, Jesus Christ, it's goddamn hard to come in here and do this show and try to be happy and try to be upbeat. And I'm not trying to bring everybody down.
No, you're not out of line doing that. I mean, you know what? I'm tired of saying that you're not out of line. But the fact is, it's that call that's out of line. And you handle it. And look, one of the things you said to me, one of your pieces of advice to me when we started this whole thing was to keep it real. And you got to keep it real sometimes. And you have a right to say what you're saying. And it sucks. So you want to know why I'm so uptight about my privacy? There you go. And I never talked about it when my wife was in the house and when my son was in the house, but it's just me now. Because people have sent us stuff. People have shown up at my house. The cops have been to my house. Why do you think the day after Frida died, the great guys of the Fairfax County Police came to my house? Why do you think? Not to offer their condolences, which of course they did. But they said, listen, we already know you get a lot of traffic out here. We want you to know. We got you back. We're going to make sure. If you're out of town or something, you know, let us know. Why do you think the cops did that? Because I'm paranoid? No. The cops did that because they're nice guys, because they know all the crap that a couple of people have done. And I've not talked about it because it doesn't serve any purpose, and it comes with the territory, and I've tried to shut up about it for so long. And, you know, I know there's going to be that small-minded segment of the audience that says, hey, well, you guys say this about that. You guys say this about that. Let me just say that I know, Don, you don't want to talk in detail about everybody that's contacted you during this time. But there are people that we have spent a career poking fun at and having fun with and making fun of that have shown incredible sensitivity during this time. And they show sensitivity for one reason, because they know that at certain times, if you have a personal relationship, no matter how negative it is, that you have to acknowledge our mutual humanity. So for those people that say, hey, you do this when we're doing the show and we're in the heat of battle, I ask people just to acknowledge for at least a time the mutual humanity of everybody that exists. And if you listen to this show, let me just finish what I'm saying here, because I think it's really important to know that you, me, everybody associated with this show, you do have human beings doing this show. Yes, we do a show, but there are human beings involved here. And the last call, I have no idea what I was listening to. I really have no idea whether they were on a narcotic, whether they were so incredibly stupid they didn't know, but I felt for that brief period of time that there was absolutely no acknowledgement of the fact that human beings were talking to other human beings. It was weird.
People are stupid.
I think it was stupidity. I really do believe that.
You're entitled to your opinion, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. All I wanted to say was, from my standpoint, I really don't, it doesn't matter what anybody writes on a message board. Your opinion about me, about Mike, about Frida, about the show, I can't control that. But when you do stuff that's just purposely hurtful. And let's talk about what we do on this show. Like today, the Elvis show. Yeah, we're going to kid about Elvis being dead. He's an icon. Are we going to give out Elvis's address? Or his family's address? No. And think about it. When something really bad happens to somebody, even like Johnny Carson, and we did a bit about it the next day, that's what we do. If you don't like it, change the station. But we don't cross. It's funny that lady said the other day, cross the line. Mm-hmm. We don't say, hey, we got Johnny Carson's phone number. Who wants to call Johnny Carson's widow? We don't do that. My point is, whatever you write, yeah, you're right. It's your opinion. You can write it.
Anybody that's listened to this show for 20 years knows. Really, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think that there's been a line that we haven't crossed, we've done it for a long time.
But here's the line. The line. Who's on the line? The line is when an ass gets on the internet because he says it's public domain and posts my address. Now, why would you do that? You're inviting people.
The line also is crossed by the individuals that are encouraged to send you the kind of correspondence that you've received.
Right.
That's crossing the line as well. Those two things. And there probably are other examples, but those are the ones that
I've not talked about it, but I swear on my wife's life, in the last 3 years. Been at least 6 times. And I'm not talking about male. I'm talking about creepy people. You know, hey, Don. Yes, can I help you? Love your show. Excuse me, but how did you know, there's not like I found it on the internet. Found it in the news group. Hey, come on. And for the longest time, I don't say anything about it. And Frida used to say to me, hey, you know, don't you think people drive... She tried to make me feel better. You know, don't you think people drive past Brad Pitt's house? I said, come on, honey, I'm not Brad Pitt. And she would say, well, of course you're not. And I said, okay, let's lower the, you know.
Yeah, she would say that, incidentally.
What about Dave Coulier? Okay, so I would put myself on that status. Even Dave Coulier, for God's sakes. You know, Jesus Christ, you people, you're nuts. That's why I react the way I've reacted.
Yeah, driving by your house is one thing. Driving up your driveway is another. Sending correspondence like that to your house is another. And
people wouldn't know unless other people printed that stuff on the internet, and that's why I called that guy out yesterday. And that's why I talk about it. And I've never discussed it before, because frankly, it's always been something that I thought it doesn't have a place on the radio. But really, here's the thing about Frida dying. I'm not afraid. And it's a challenge. What I mean is, I'm not afraid to tell you that that during the time we've done this show, it's been great. It's been great financially. It's been great for me professionally. But really, on more than one occasion, my wife and I would sit and really say, when something like that would happen, when a guy would, you know, why do you think I have a gate in front of my house? Do you think it's because I'm a pretentious ass? Or do you think it's because maybe one night some guy broke a window into my house and just decided to invite himself in because he was just a listener who wanted to look around? You know, that's all. That's where I'm coming from on that. There's been a lot of stuff, and you don't need to hear it, but it's happened a lot, and I don't talk about it, and the cops know about it, and security people know about it. That's why I'm uptight about that. That's why when I got so angry yesterday, and I wanted to, and I didn't fully out the guy. I didn't give the guy's name or any really relevant information about the guy. I just wish that one time I wanted this guy to know, I know who you are. You're a big man. Listen to the hurt that you've inflicted on me and on my family. And the door you've opened for every freaking psycho in the world, and there have been others who have come before you. So why don't you just be a man and call me up here in the office, and let's discuss why you feel the need to do that. Because with all the cruel ass we've done on this show, brother, we never come close to anything like that.
Nope. That's right.
Really. I sleep with a clean conscience. I shave my face in the morning, and I look and I like what I see. I got no problem with it. But if you're a son of a bitch out there putting my address on the internet, urging people to call me, and you know that people will then stop by, and then someone else, one of my neighbors, well-meaning neighbors last night, said to me, well, you know, you're just encouraging it by talking about it. Well, no, unless I at one point talked about it and dealt with it and told you everything that I've gone through, then when does it stop?
Right.
When does it freaking stop?
You know, I think keeping it real in this particular circumstance is appropriate. I really do.
So that's that. I'm so sorry. I'm losing it here.
Well, it started with a stupid phone call, which, by the way, we're trying to do an entertainment show. We're trying to have fun. We're trying to move on, and that doesn't help.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's not just you. You know that. That's everybody here trying to do that. How the F? And I'm sorry. And incidentally, if they want to suspend me because I used the word,
Mike, I hit the button.
Go ahead. You know?
Don't worry, Mike.
I've totally lost my head on that.
I used the button.
I lost my head. You're losing your heads, fellas.
I knew what to do.
I said that, and you know what? If you had told me that I said that tomorrow, I would have said I didn't say that word.
How's Frida? I hear her in the background. How's Frida?
Unbelievable.
Well, come on, you know how she is.
Unbelievable.
So, you know, we are never going to go to a format where we take only screen calls. That's never going to happen, no matter what is said. So please, if you call in the future, don't use the excuse you thought you were going to talk to somebody else, because we take a hell of a lot of unscreened calls. I can take just about anything anybody dishes out on the radio, in the internet. Just keep the private stuff private.
Yeah, you took that call. I mean, you know, and You took that. You did fine with that call. I mean, it's just
what
amazing.
else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? We're doing live freaking radio here. I think it's a call about Elvis. Every line is lit up, so I assume it doesn't really matter which one I pick up.
Right.
Everybody's, it's what happened to Frida?
What happened to Frida?
How's Frida?
God.
And then when I told you some of the details, well, then you wanted to hang up.
Yeah, that was nice that they hung up.
More than she wanted to hear.
Okay. So,
maybe perhaps during that dissertation halfway through, some circuit connected, in that absolute pea brain.
We can only hope.
I do not think so.
You're right.
I don't think so. Now look what you've done. Now you've ruined my Elvis show.
See what you made me do.
See what you made me do. See, why do you make me hit you?
See, you love to make them hit you. You love to make them hit you.
You asses. Now I'm not even in the mood to take the TCB oath.
When you get by that, you have to laugh. It's so absurd. It's funny. It's so ridiculous. You have to. It's silly. It's insane. It's an insane dance.
How's Frida?
In the background. Yelling, screaming it.
You know it.
When they knew the answer.
But you know what? Even that, though, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think that's malicious. The other stuff I happen to think is malicious.
I think you're an animatronic dummy.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
What, Mike?
Did Buzz give you those tomatoes?
Yes.
It's a hell of a lot bigger than the tomato you gave me.
More are coming. There'll be plenty for everybody, just in little bits at a time.
I'm going through a lot, Mike.
He's going through a rough time.
I mentioned to him
I
yesterday.
know you're going through a lot, but look at that thing.
I mentioned to him yesterday.
It's like four times the size of the tomato. I just couldn't help but see it.
Look at that son of a bitch.
Look at those, huh? Look at those.
Okay.
Those are great. Oh, look at
All
that.
right, I understand. No, I understand. Hey,
Big
I'm
and
not
ripe and
offended.
juicy.
I'm doing the best I can. More are coming. You'll get more.
I asked him yesterday. I said, I'm planning my meal tonight.
I ate them for breakfast.
How many do you need for the restaurant?
I don't have that many.
I have a nice juicy steak tonight. Cut this thing up. Cut these up. Put some blue cheese on them.
Oh, wow, that's good. Okay. You know what? You threw the blue cheese in. You did better. One better than I
There
did.
you go. I'm just planning my menu.
Throw in some bacon for my son.
When I said that dirty word, I started to make a little blue cheese over here, too. Jeez, what got into me?
It's ripening.
It is right now.
Okay, so what we should probably do is take a commercial break.
That's a fine idea.
Because, frankly, I see all the lines ringing, and here's what we don't need. Is either people are going to say, yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right.
No.
Or people are going to say, no, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Listen, this is the discussion I've had with a lot of people. This is not, as far as how I'm going to react to things and what I say, this is not a subject. It's not subjective. I mean, it is objective. I'm telling you the way it is.
It's totally subjective.
From my standpoint,
You will react the way you react.
that's it. If you don't dig it, F off.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel about you dirtbags doing that stuff on the internet and about a dumb bitch that calls the show right at the beginning of the show.
You know,
Something like that.
anyone with any common sense at all will not begrudge you that one little bit.
When we come back, and now that's 38 minutes of Elvis fun.
Well, I think we should switch the whole thing now to a Neil Diamond show.
Well, at least we got the tribute song in.
Yes.
That you can't take away the comedy of the tribute song.
Golden guitar.
Yes. And how many more? Elvis
God is my manager.
Yes, there we go.
God is my manager.
May I don a little prayer, if I may? May we all bow our heads. I wish that lady that called in at the beginning of the show was struck by an electrical storm, and it just cuts her wide open. That's what I wish.
Amen, Jack.
Hey. Yes, and then maybe as she sits there filleted on the sidewalk, her last thought will be, how could I be so insensitive?
Maybe her last thought would be, how's Frida?
Yes, or looking up at her husband and going, how could I have married such an idiot? Woe is me.
Okay, a quick break. Not a quick break, same as always.
Normal.
And we'll come back.
Same as it ever was.
And then we'll start the Elvis show. We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show. Don and Mike Afternoons.
Don and Mike, there'll be no mollycoddling.
It's the Don and Mike Show on AM 1550, The Edge.
Everybody loves Don and Mike.
It's the Don and Mike Show, followed by Tom Likas at 7 on The Edge 1550.
NBC News Radio, I'm Bob Kerr at the White House. Rescue workers are pulling bodies from the wreckage of a plane crash in South America. Authorities say all 161 people aboard were killed when the jetliner went down on the border between Venezuela and Colombia after reporting engine trouble. Jewish settlers have just a few more hours to voluntarily leave their Gaza homes. NBC's Martin Fletcher says after a midnight deadline, Israeli police will begin removing them by force.
They say they will fight in any way short of weapons against the troops who will evacuate them.
Trouble near the president's Texas ranch. A man arrested for vandalizing the anti-war protest campsite nearby by running over hundreds of small wooden crosses bearing the names of fallen U.S. soldiers. And Madonna wasn't planning to celebrate her 47th birthday in the hospital, but she fell off a horse, broke her collarbone, hand, and cracked 3 ribs while riding at her estate in England. I'm Bob Kerr, NBC News Radio.
Whether you're a painting pro or a weekend warrior, step this way to your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store for our big annual Warner Ladder sale. Sherwin-Williams is now your exclusive store for Warner Ladder Central, where you'll find a full range of professional ladders. It's where you'll also find 20% savings on Warner, the professional's choice in ladders. At Sherwin-Williams, you'll find everything you need, including 20% savings on all Warner ladders. Hurry, sale ends August 31st. Ask how. Ask now. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Goodyear's rich racing heritage is the inspiration behind Goodyear Eagle high-performance tires. But that shouldn't come as a surprise. Whether you're handling winding roads or just cruising around town, you can appreciate Goodyear Eagle's high performance. And keep in mind, sporty looks still count for something. And right now, you can get up to an $80 rebate on a qualifying purchase on a new or existing Goodyear card. For complete details and the participating retailer nearest you, call 1-800-GOODYEAR. Hurry, this mail-in offer ends August 27th.
I'm Doug Russell. He's under the microscope. One outspoken top draft choice Adam Pac-Man Jones. Jones has been ripped by Titan players for his lengthy holdout, which cost him 25 practices and 1 preseason game. The Titans also have come to terms with veteran safety Arturo Freeman. Freeman was cut loose by the Packers over the weekend. Reports indicate the Miami Dolphins will name Gus Frerotte their starting quarterback rather than A.J. Feely. Baltimore Ravens return specialist B.J. Sams in trouble. He was arrested and charged with DUI after a traffic stop yesterday. Oakland Raiders wide receiver Jerry Porter will not play in this weekend's preseason game in Houston. Porter is still recovering from a hamstring pull. He now says that his target date to return is August 26th. And the Washington Redskins have announced that linebacker LeVar Arrington, along with cornerback Carlos Rogers and defensive lineman Brandon Noble, have passed their physicals. They've been removed from the physically unable to perform list. From baseball, New York Mets center fielder Carlos Beltran deciding whether or not he'll have surgery to repair a facial fracture. Tests yesterday also showed that Beltran has a concussion stemming from that scary head-to-head collision with Mike Cameron last week. Cameron finally will be released from that San Diego hospital today. From the NBA, Michael Finley, the biggest name cut loose as part of the association's one-time amnesty clause designed to clear up luxury tax payments. Other notable players cut loose: Ron Mercer, Jerome Williams, and Doug Christie. The clause, informally termed the Allen Houston rule, ironically didn't claim Houston as a victim. However, the Knicks forward now says that he might just go ahead and retire because his knees can't take much more punishment. That's the latest Sporting News Flash. I'm Doug Russell.
Jim Beam is not about labels. Never has been. What we are about is making the world's finest bourbon. That's why we've stayed true to our original recipe for over 200 years. Take a sip of our genuine Kentucky bourbon. You'll taste the rich, distinctive flavor of our family heritage and tradition of 7 generations of making bourbon. Jim Beam, the stuff inside matters most.
Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Maximum Strength Zantac works fast on heartburn. But is it fast enough for the world's fastest driver?
Yeehaw! Look, Mac has me!
Zantac is so fast you can take it before a meal to prevent heart.
free to create your own special passion. Come see me, Vanessa, at Sassy Sensations, Route 88 in Castle Shannon, or click your mouse with sassysensations.com and give us a call at 1-877-467-2779. That's right, 1-877-467-2779. Sassy Sensations, where good boys and girls get even better.
My dad can throw a baseball 100 million feet. Yeah, well, my dad can throw a football 1,000 bazillion feet. That's twice as far. So, my dad can hold his breath underwater for 5 minutes. That's nothing. My dad can make a 360 two-handed backward slam dunk with his eyes closed. Yeah, well, my dad, he can make quarters come out of his nose. Big deal. My dad can eat a whole jalapeno pepper in one bite. Get out. Yep, that's impossible. He'd explode. Boom!
Kids who spend time with their fathers are less likely to get in trouble or fail in school. Be there for your kids. Give them someone to brag about. Remember, it takes a man to be a dad.
My dad can smash a soda can with his head. No way. I saw him do it. Cool. Then we took him to the hospital.
Call 1-800-790-DADS for more information. A public service message from the National Fatherhood Initiative and the Ad Council.
Greetings. I'm the devil. You know me. Some better than others. And you also know it gets hot down here. Burning hot. To cool off this summer, I'm getting an air conditioning system installed by Bolster DeHart. Installation and service with financing available. Such a temptation. As a matter of fact, Bolster DeHart even handles furnaces. To summon them, dial 412-367-3900 or go online. My playground at www.bolster-dehart.com. Bolster DeHart. Without them, summer heat can become a living. You know.
Feeling a little edgy lately? When you're on the edge, you should be right here. 1550. The Edge.
Hey, everybody, I'm Ben Mankiewicz.
And I'm Cenk Uygur. Together, we're the Young Turks, and you can catch us every weekend on The Edge, 1550 a.m. The Young Turks, the best talk show in the country.
Because we don't make the news, we make the news sexy. So check us out and listen to the Young Turks. Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m., Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. on The Edge, 1550 a.m.
WURP Braddock. WURP Braddock. Pittsburgh's new talk radio station is 1550 The Edge. The Edge. The Don and Mike Show.
By 1977, the sex symbol was overweight, his body failing him. Increasingly isolated and paranoid, Elvis retreated behind the walls of Graceland. He began pushing away even those who were closest to him, and the few who remained in his inner circle say they were powerless to help him.
We even got down one night and filled his pills with sugar to make sure that he wouldn't get them.
His body was just no longer going with him. I mean, he had problems. He had a twisted colon.
Those deodorant pills.
He had a liver disease.
And according to his former pals, Elvis wasn't even bathing regularly, relying on pills that people often take for medical reasons to reduce body odor.
And he would take those. He thought those worked perfect, you know. Rather than take a bath, he could take 2 of those, you know, and sponge off real quick.
The Don and Mike Show.
Here to repossess your funny bone, Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
And now against my better judgment, Let's just take another unscreened call. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, I love it when you talk about Elvis and the monkey stories. I was wondering if you were going to feature one today.
Scatter the monkey. I believe we can find some scatter stories today.
Poor little chimpanzee frozen to a tree.
Don't forget about Elvis's donkey.
That's right. It was.
I know about it.
I remember his turkey was named Bowtie.
Bowtie. His turkey Bowtie. Okay, we'll make a note. We'll get to the scatter the monkey, and that. Let's. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
John.
Yes, and
John.
Mike. Hello.
This is Johnny. I'm talking to Don. Please quit being such a puss.
Now, hold on a second. You're another tough guy that wants to fight with me about what? Now, what do you want to fight with me about?
It's not a fight. It's a statement.
I can dish it out. Yes, I'm being mean to people like you, stupid people who call me on our radio show. I'm not coming to you in your home to tell you you're stupid. I'm telling you that because you're calling me on the radio.
You'll just hang up on people like you'll hang up on me.
Yes, and because of that,
we will not hang up on you. We will give you all the time in the world to make your statement.
Because before we do that, Mike, though, really, because I don't have what.
You don't have the courage to just take it. You can dish it out all day long.
Well, okay, go ahead. What would you like to give it to me about?
Maybe this jerk that put your info on the Internet, maybe you called his wife a bitch and gave her the whole harassment.
Yeah, maybe that's how it happened. And gosh, and let's say that happened.
Okay.
Which is, of course, a fantasy. First off, if I was to call a man's wife a bitch while he was talking about her on the radio show, which is the scenario you just came up with, that's a scenario that is brought to me. I didn't come to this mystery man that we know you both just made up to say, hey, your wife's a bitch. The guy called me on our show. So don't say I can take it out, I can dish it, but I can't take it. I can dish it out in this context, right
This is the environment. This is where we do it. This is where you fight the battles. This is it.
And always hear your yes man, Mike, in the back. He always gives you the yes treatment. I never hear him disagree with you. He's like your boy.
Yeah, well, he's one of my best friends, and I'm supporting my best friend, and we agree on a lot, and we disagree on a lot.
And your problem with that is what? That Mike's a loyal friend? I'm a loyal friend to Mike as well. Why do you have a problem with that?
Loyal friends are great, but in this context, on the radio show, he's always...
Now, I'm right here, sir. You can talk to me. You can address. You got a problem with me, you can address me directly.
Well, I called in simply to tell Don.
Now, wait, no, excuse me. Now it's me.
Yes.
Now you've said something about me. I've addressed that. Don and I have had many, many discussions that we've agreed, we've disagreed over the years. How can I disagree with the? You think I'm wrong for agreeing with that last asshat that called? That's the way I feel. That would be the way I would feel in any circumstance.
Well, that's just another example. You folks always can call people the asshat or the bitch or anything else you want to get away
That's right.
with.
And hold on, let's stop for a second. Those people are calling us.
Correct. And they want to make a short...
When you call a radio show to participate, all bets are off. That's not real life. You don't see me going to that guy in real life, whoever this is we're talking about, this made-up guy, and saying your wife's a bitch. That's not... You're calling to participate.
This is a show. Okay. This is a show. It is not entertaining if we call and we said, yes, what would you like to say if someone's going on too long or someone's not interesting? We get into
a main stupid telephone call.
Right. So I'm stupid, but you're still Mr. Cool.
Yes, that's right.
No. So here's the deal. You basically have been, your point has been heard on this radio show, so that basically contradicts what you're saying about dish it out and take it.
And yes, you are stupid.
I have to know something. Is this the kind of call you typically make to someone who's just lost someone close to them?
No, I didn't bring that subject up.
You didn't bring that subject up, but it is an irrefutable fact.
But I'm a special exception, Buzz, because I can dish it out, but I can't take it. Right. You, my friend.
Excuse me. It's an irrefutable fact that has happened. You have to be aware of that.
I am, but I didn't bring anything up.
Wait a minute. You didn't bring it up, but you have to be aware of that.
So you're calling, that was the whole point of you can dish it out, but you can't take it, inferring that What? I get mad because people have violated my privacy. I've never done that to anybody. I really haven't.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
What's wrong with you?
That's what I don't understand.
I've never taken it past the level of doing a radio show. People have done that to me in my private life. What about that don't you understand?
Here's the quick example. Last week, you really went off on some chick. You called her a bitch and freaked out on her. Perhaps that her husband took offense to that and says, I'm not going to allow somebody to talk to my wife that way.
And you know what I would say to that husband? I would say you should not have had your stupid wife call a radio show of her own free will where she knows, because she's a listener, anything can be said. Dude,
she's coming into the arena.
Dude, I didn't pick the woman out. And yes, I was harsh with her, much like I'd like to be harsh with you, but I'm keeping my emotions in check. Understand, you're stupid. It's my opinion, you're stupid. I think most people listening right now would agree with me. You're a very stupid man.
Oh, I would disagree. I think it's ditto, the opposite way for you, pal.
Ditto the opposite way. That's an interesting statement right there. Let's analyze that sentence. Ditto the opposite way.
First, I'm not your pal. And
I'm not a professional radio person.
No, you're not. And you're not even a professional person. But let's get to the bottom line of this. The only reason that I can call you a stupid man, and that I know you're a stupid man, I don't know who you are. I just know you're a guy who called our radio show. And when you call a radio show and someone says you're stupid, you have to live with it because you called in. I'm under no obligation to be polite to every borderline mongoloid like yourself that calls in. Please.
Well, thank
you. If you think I can dish it out but I can't take it, you're wrong.
I do. I think you're a puss. And
you think I'm a puss? You think I'm a puss? Yet you're calling in. Yet you're calling in anonymously. You're calling in anonymously to say I'm a puss about what? Give me an example. You said last week I went off on a woman. Yes, she called the show. In the context of the show, yeah, I go off on people. That's why people listen. Now, let's talk about...
I'm stupid and you're ugly, and yeah, everybody's just mature here. Go on.
What, buddy, I got to ask you, what is your malfunction?
Besides the obvious stupidity.
Seriously, what is your problem? What is your bone to pick?
I just wanted to make the simple statement that you need to grow up and
I need to grow up
and take it as well.
I tell you what. I'm at 10800 Main Street in Fairfax, Virginia. If you would like to come down personally and look me in the eye and see if I can take it as well as dish it out, come on down, pal. But other than that, you're just like every other anonymous pig that calls this show and tries to make this stupid argument with me. You're stupid.
All right.
Why don't you be non-anonymous? Why don't you be non-anonymous and let us know your name?
Okay, my name's Johnny, and
your full name.
I'll give you my number off the air.
How about your full name?
No, listen,
it's all out in our forum right here.
Go ahead.
Your full name, like for all our listeners.
No, because then someone would find this guy.
But our full names are out there.
Of course they are. Listen.
But we're the pussies, right? Don's the pussy, I'm the suck up. Is that what it is?
You're just too stupid
to
get
it. I think you hit it right on the head there.
You hit right on the head there. Where are you calling from? What area are you calling from, Johnny?
Idaho.
Okay, and you
don't make fun of Idaho now.
No, I'm not going to know because I'm sure there are many fine, upstanding citizens unlike you in Idaho.
So you think I can dish it out, but I can't take it. You've been on the air. You've given me your best shot. Al, I'm not bleeding. I've pleaded my case to the audience. I think I've made my case perfectly clear.
So your point...
Someone who calls the show may be called an idiot by anyone on the show, and that comes with the territory.
And, over the years, the 20 years we've been doing this show, Johnny, I should point out to you that all of us have taken our lumps and taken our shots on this show from listeners and from each other.
Now, if you think that I've ever really been so cruel, and I've even said things in jest to people on the show like, I wish you were dead. Well, that's something
I really appreciate all the time you've given me. You've really changed my thoughts about that. You're not just a hang-up crew on people.
Hold on, what is going on now? I don't believe this
either. What's on in the background?
No.
What is the noise? There's always noise.
I don't believe this either.
That's a simple train.
What you don't get is, like, even with the things that we say about people when they call the show, it's all in the context of a radio show. And I don't know where this unwritten rule is that if someone as stupid as you calls, the guy on the radio's got to be polite. Why should I be polite with an ass munch like you? Seriously.
You don't have to be. But you
and the truth
hang
is,
up on people and make fun of them.
We haven't hung up on you. What do you say to that?
And yes,
that,
and when
friend, is the amazing part.
And when we hang up on people, except for stupid people like you, it's funny to listen to.
But the thing is, we've had more fun keeping you on the show than we would have if you had been hung up on, because you continue to demonstrate your idiocy with every second that you stay on the show.
Very good, my friend. Very good,
my friend. That's a hell of a comeback.
And now listen, this is not professional wrestling, okay? This is not like where you're calling me up and saying, "Hey, brother, you can dish it out, but you can't take it." I asked for your argument. You gave me a very weak argument that had no substance to it whatsoever. None whatsoever.
You're wrong. It's hard to give a compelling argument when you've got your boy chiming in, and there's basically
my boy, his boy. Let me tell you about his boy, okay? His boy has done a 20-year radio show, too. Do you think his boy would last this long if his boy didn't have any talent?
Mike, stop. Because this is conquer and divide, and now you're being selfish, and really just shut up about that.
Don't tell me to shut up. Don't tell me to shut up. You want to get into an argument, you can tell me to shut up on our show.
You don't have to tell this guy you're talented. He didn't bring that up. No. That was you bringing it up.
Well, I'm just talking.
So please don't.
All right, well, let me argue with this guy. If somebody's calling me a suck-up, I'll argue with that argument any goddamn way I want to.
But you know that's the oldest conquer and divide.
I'm tired of it.
We all are.
All right. Thank you, boys. I appreciate it.
Oh, now you say thank you.
Yeah, thank you, boys. Thank you, boys.
And he's gone.
And there you go.
We came in. We wanted to do an Elvis show.
I'm
ready to get in my goddamn car right now. I swear to God. This is what is it? Is it the moon? Is it hey, it's low pressure. It's low pressure.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
I say F them all and on with the Elvis.
Yeah, and here's what I say to you. Have you ever tried jump-starting your emotions, let's say going from 100 to breaking to 0 and then back to 100 again?
Don't get whiplash.
Thank you.
Good advice.
Don't get whiplash.
Yes.
That's the way this jump-started today. The only way to jump-start is to get whiplash.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Yes, I'd like to talk to Don, please.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, hello.
You sure you wouldn't like to talk to his suck-up?
Hey, Mike.
I don't.
That's enough out of you now.
Mike is that way.
Sorry, Don.
But you are goddamn talented. You don't have to tell them that.
You're absolutely right.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, what?
Who am I talking with?
You're talking with Don and Mike. You're on the air. You have been for almost 30 seconds.
You're right about that, Don.
Well, I just want to say that I think it would be a high road to take that of a peacemaker and just let the idiot go.
Would you like to be that peacemaker? Huh?
I certainly.
No, hold on a second. Hold on. Well, what is this? Let me try to figure this out.
This is I can tell you what this is.
I don't understand.
This is a lady that doesn't like all the fighting.
Why can't
she doesn't like all the negative.
Have arguments without calling people names.
I don't think we called that guy a name. I think we called him an asshat.
Munch, all kinds of names.
Yes. Well, what's wrong with name calling, bitch? Hey,
not a bit.
Hey, bitch, yes, you are. What's wrong with name calling?
Okay. You're wrong. Yes. You don't know me.
Excuse me, son of a female dog.
I think we do now.
I think we can.
Hey, we better be careful, or this woman's husband's going to put all our addresses on the internet.
Sorry. This isn't funny.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's not. I'll tell you what's not funny is doing
the higher road. Why don't you take a No. Way to go,
why don't you listen?
You're acting like 14. Why don't you ask the man who just lost his wife?
Hey, bitch.
Take the high road.
Bitch, it's my life, not yours.
Say a prayer, you stupid fool.
I take the high road by coming in here and taking your stupid ass calls.
See, you can't talk without calling people names. You got a problem.
You got a problem.
I got a problem.
You know what?
I got a problem with you, honey.
Without using
Okay,
name
I'll
calling.
talk without using names.
Have a discussion without calling people an ass or a bitch.
Okay.
You can do it for a minute.
You seem to be.
I challenge you for a minute.
All right.
1 minute, you can't do it.
Here we go.
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
All right.
Talk about that call.
Now, wait. You've asked to do it. You've asked to do it. Will you be quiet?
You have to shut up.
Will you be quiet?
60 seconds.
You won't be quiet?
I'm watching my watch. Go.
Okay, go. It seems to me.
She's not.
It seems to me that We have a woman.
She's not going to let. She is not going to let us talk.
You wanted 60 seconds, and you won't be quiet.
I want you to have 60 seconds.
Okay,
No.
if you would please, and notice I'm not saying shut up. If you would please be quiet, I'd be glad to talk about you. Without using any bad.
That call without using any kind of name.
No, I'm going to talk about you.
Highly disturbed.
No. I chose the subject, not you.
No, you don't. You don't choose.
I chose the subject.
You don't choose any subject.
As you do.
Hey, listen, I want you to understand one thing. The next thing you hear is the most important thing I'm going to say to you today.
I don't.
Good.
I choose the topics.
That's right.
Really? I write the songs.
That make the whole world sing. Yes. And I.
Do the Elvis show, please.
And again, I'd really like to. We're going to do a commercial break. Understand that again now, and I'm not lying to you, for the second time now during the show, I feel like I'm going to throw up. Yeah. It's not as easy as turning on a goddamn switch and turning off a goddamn switch to say, okay, I'm happy. I'm ready to do the show now.
Good.
Good?
Well, I mean...
Good retort. Thanks.
Everybody's giving you a hard time. We need the Elvis show. Make us happy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I live for, to make you happy. Do you understand what I'm saying? That I would love to be your monkey. Where you would just crank me up and, we'll make you happy. That's what I'm here for.
Make us happy. Everybody's giving you a hard time in a strange and roundabout way, including you, sir. You're giving us a hard time, too. And I know it's well-meaning, but it's in your own way. Do you understand that? That you are giving us a hard time?
And for the final time, any of you tards out there who are going to call this show, you know you're in for whatever happens. And if you're offended by that as you're listening to the show, kiss my big white ass.
Go away.
Kiss Mike's big white ass. Kiss Buzz's tanned white ass.
Ah, yes. He tans without clothes on, don't you know?
Just kiss it.
The great news about all this, for those of you that might be concerned, we're going to forget about this because that's what we do. Because if we held it all in, we would all be institutionalized.
Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Yeah, so I ran into James Gandolfini, and I thought I'd put a couple of bullets in him because he shoots all those people on The Sopranos. And, I don't know how to separate reality from TV.
Right. All right, thank you. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, listen, I cannot remember. How much did Elvis's colon, the impaction, weigh?
Come on, everybody, listen. The switch will be turned on.
I heard you and Rob laughing about that during the break.
The switch will be turned on. Just give me a second there.
Yeah, give us a second.
Get my ass together. Let's take some more calls. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, Don.
What?
I just wanted you to remember tonight when you're watching your favorite Patrick Swayze movie that nobody puts Donnie in the corner.
All right. Homo. Now, how did you know I'd be watching that movie tonight? How did you get that number?
Oh, man.
Hello there, Don and Mike Show. Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah. Now, this is not the original,
I don't think so.
How you doing?
No, it's a fake.
If it is, it's a very mellow, watered down.
How you doing?
No, it's not the Robbie.
In order for him to prove it, he would have to pick up his energy level and get up to the next level.
How you doing?
Nope, you're not the same guy.
Not the guy.
No,
how you doing?
No, either that guy got a better phone or his act got really bad. No, I'm sorry,
pretender.
You are not the how you doing guy. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Don or Mike.
Yes,
or both.
Conveniently for you, we're both here.
Yeah, we're here. We're here for you.
Okay, great.
Here to serve.
Wow.
Cool. Yes. Again, we're waiting on you.
Oh, you're waiting on me? Who is this, Don or Mike?
Yes.
It's both of you at once.
Yes, it is.
Have you heard?
Why do you guys put up with these morons that call in that think this show is not supposed to be funny and fun and great?
Why do we? Here's the real question.
Yeah.
Why do we put up with the people who call to ask us why we put up with the people?
Well, you got a point there. Okay, forget all that.
We shall.
Thank you. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, yeah, I'm waiting for you to make me happy.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. All right. When we come back, we'll take the TCB oath.
All right. It's a good start.
Yeah. And then I think probably, with no offense to the number is ever slipping, the number of percentage listeners I think who are normal.
Right. I'm beginning to realize. I'm getting very concerned about that fact.
To the low 20 to high 30% of you that are normal, please don't be offended if we don't take many calls. Lower than that?
7%.
I think you're right.
Well, to the 7% of you, don't be offended if we don't take any more calls today.
You're talking to somebody else.
Because we'd love to just do the freaking Elvis show.
I think it's time.
Yes.
I think it's appropriate.
We must.
Jesus. Okay.
Price, service, and selection. Country style.
I've never wanted to use the F word more in my life.
Why? Are you still mad?
I'm mad. I'm happy. I'm joyous. I'm ready to punch a wall. Yeah, I'm mad.
Okay, well,
I'm mad.
Don't be
I'm mad in your friend watching your back kind of way.
I know you are.
Without the, certainly don't want to be accused of anything else here,
Let that go. Let that go, would you please? That's the divide and conquer crap.
It's not what I'm mad about. It's not what I'm mad. I'm mad at everything. I'm mad at everything today. I'm mad at everything. I'm mad at, actually, in a strange way. I'm probably madder than you are, because I'm looking from the outside in, and you're the person that's dealing with this crap. And I'm mad at people for calling you that have forgotten the fact that you're dealing with what you're dealing with.
Okay.
And I'm pissed at the people that called, and I will get over it. I will move forward, but I'm not. As far as the suck-up thing, that is a fine-looking shirt you've got on today. That's one of the nicer Hawaiians I've seen. So I'm not mad about that part. That's me. I'm mad about these people that just don't seem to get it.
Okay.
That's it. But I'm over it.
Come on.
I'm fine.
Who's Mr. Talent?
That helps.
Who's the funny guy? Come on.
There you go. That's all going to be. I'm looking for. Look, you know what? The Elvis show for me. Talk about no heavy lifting. The Elvis show's a day where, seriously, I could be here or I wouldn't have to be here. And I always think that when there's an Elvis show, I come in, really put my feet up and go, Rob, Don, no offense, Buzz, entertain me.
Right.
And then now you're like everybody else, Mike. Now you're like everybody else.
What are you being so heavy for? Make me smile.
Make me happy.
Make me smile over here.
Make me happy.
Gleason.
Rob is doing his dance for
Thank you.
Are you happy now?
No, I'm not. No. No.
Still not happy?
No, it's a controlled burn. I'm going to every one of those people's houses tonight, personally. I don't care how far I have to fly.
Let it go, Dudesky.
Yeah, I'm going to move on to that personal level that I don't think we've ever really gotten to, where you can actually just meet people one-on-one, addresses, phone numbers. Hi. And it won't be you. Your hands will be clean. It'll be me.
Okay.
It'll be me, your henchman.
I'll bring you more tomatoes.
Good. That's good.
Tonight it begins. Mike starts narrowcasting.
Ding dong. Hi. Well, hello, Mr. Idiot. It's playtime.
Wow. You are way hotter than I am. Yeah. We're going to have to cool off.
Fine.
So when we come back,
Jack,
the TCB oath.
Very good.
Yes. And at approximately 4:20, hey, Buzz's time. Yeah. We'll start today's Elvis show.
That's perfect. That's good. I'm ready for it now.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Me too. Okay.
It's fine.
Buzz, why don't you take us out?
Don and Mike show, go to break.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Past us all. I think I had said 6 months.
I said 3 months.
But tomorrow we could play the game to find out, not only you can find out about the Maytag guy, but the cable TV guy. They gave me the window between 8 and 10.
Yeah.
So when the Maytag guy came out, like
8 in the morning and 10 in the morning.
Yeah, right. I said when the
8 at night, 10 in the morning.
Reasonable question though.
When the Maytag guy came out early, I thought, oh, you know what? I'm worrying about nothing.
It could be 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I know. That's why it's reasonable.
Because the cable guy is going to be here anytime. And then they called. They said, okay, we're going to be running 45 minutes late.
I love that.
I said, all right, no problem. They call back. We're running an hour and a half late. And she calls back again. She says, well, he thinks he can sometime this afternoon. I said, well, nobody at home. Nobody at home. So now that's rescheduled for tomorrow.
Jonathan, no home.
You should have had him come in this afternoon with a mop.
For all those who might choose.
For all those who might choose.
A new outlook and personal philosophy.
A new outlook and personal philosophy.
Freedom
Freedom
from constipation.
Freedom from constipation.
TCP technique.
TCP technique.
All techniques into one.
All techniques into one.
Elvis Presley 8th.
Elvis Presley 8th.
Applying all techniques into one.
Applying all techniques into one.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you. We're taking the oath. We're ready to go.
You should know that's not a goof. We say this every year in the part about freedom from constipation.
It's not a goof.
That's part of his oath.
He was very concerned about regularity.
And when Elvis wrote Elvis Presley 8th, he didn't mean that he was considering himself like, I'm Henry the 8th, I am.
No.
Right. It's because he, at least in his mind, had an 8th degree karate black belt.
Which anyone who knows about the martial arts and saw Elvis fight knows was not true.
Now, all the good Elvis shows include lists.
Yes.
And before we get to the list of the items at Graceland and the stuff in the shoebox, I always like starting with the contents of Elvis's stomach.
Yes. And Buzz is usually the only one that knows these.
You always need help with the pronunciation. You ready, Mr. Tomato?
I'm here to help you out. Okay.
The autopsy of Elvis conducted at Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis revealed traces of the following medications in Elvis' stomach at the time of his death. A high concentration of codeine, morphine, Quaaludes, Valium, Valmid, Placidol.
Right.
I always have a problem with this one. Amytal.
Amatol.
Thank you, Buzz. Nembutal. Demerol. And Sinutab. That's what Elvis had in his stomach when he checked out.
Well, he mustn't have felt anything.
Because, now we're going to really start the show. His bizarre eating habits sent him to his death.
Yes.
He was hooked on ice cream, cheeseburgers, and Pepsi.
And pills. At the end, he ate with his hands.
Yes, we got that. We've got stories about Elvis's sanctuaries. Of course, the story about the time that he dug a hole in his foot under the guise of taking out an ingrown toenail so he could get some pills.
Wasn't his quote, I should get some good stuff for this?
Elvis didn't want to sleep near Priscilla once she gave birth.
Right.
Let me see. He always called his Mamo. One of his houses had a two-way mirror so he could spy on guys making out with their girlfriends. Elvis had a habit of picking up hitchhikers. He would stop and they'd get in not knowing that he was Elvis.
Wow.
Elvis said he would be goddamned, his words not mine, if his daughter married a black man.
Wow.
He gave blacks all the credit in the world when it came to music, but he thought that the races should be separate when it comes to love and marriage. There you go. Elvis's average breakfast was a pound of bacon and 6 egg omelets.
That's delicious. Wow.
Slept in bed with his mom until he was 13.
Ooh. That's that. I forgot about that one.
Elvis never played Europe because he didn't have a passport.
I don't have it.
I don't have time. I wish I'd had time to get my passport.
Let me see. The last 7 years, Elvis was in the hospital 7 times. Always for detox, but under the guise of other stuff.
Mama, now that I'm a teenager, I think I should stop sleeping with you.
Let me see. As much as Elvis loved Lisa Marie, he did not want to share the attention. Elvis would say, "Now, Daddy is talking, Lisa. Go out and play." And then when she would leave the room, he would say, quote, "I hate it when she upstages me."
Wow. Stop being so incredibly cute so that I can hold the floor.
A detective was hired to find out where Elvis was getting his drugs. The list of suppliers included 3 doctors and 14 dentists.
Wow. I got a dentist appointment. There you go. I'll be right back, man. I got 2 this afternoon.
Let me see. If it hadn't been for Elvis's gang, the Mafia, he would have died 3 years earlier for sure.
Probably.
Good 5 or 6 months. He was so messed up he almost died. Quote, he would get shot full of Ritalin and then have to be brought around. The first time this happened in Vegas in '74, he had to get a shot of Ritalin straight in his heart. Another time. And how about Elvis?
It's like Pulp Fiction.
It's just now that you kids are really digging everything that Ritalin can offer you. Yet, way back in '74, Elvis, so ahead of the curve.
That's right. Do you think they plunged the syringe down into his chest like they did with Uma Thurman? Probably.
Oh, hi, Elvis. Anyway,
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Let me see. First time he got a shot of Ritalin, had it in Vegas in '74. He had to get a shot of Ritalin straight in his heart. Another time at a Howard Johnson motel somewhere on the road, he had the opposite problem. He was so wired he had to get a shot through his neck to knock him out.
I didn't remember that one at all. Have we ever read that one?
There are a lot of new facts.
Yes, there are.
Had to get a shot in his neck.
Like a rhinoceros, man.
EAP.
Shoot me in my neck.
Elvis was known to and loved to mutilate himself.
All right, hey, ladies and gentlemen, a new material alert.
Of course, he had the famous hole in his hand that he would pick at. It started off as a small injury, but by the time he was finished, you could have parked a truck in it. Elvis used this up to 5 times a month.
Wow, to get drugs?
Yeah, so it would heal a little bit, then he would pick it back open, and he would
pick that scab. He did the same thing to his foot.
He'd go to the dentist.
Wow.
Say, look at my hand.
Man, I'll tell you, Doc, my teeth hurt, but look at this.
In the year 1975 alone, Elvis's doctor prescribed 1,296 amphetamines, 1,891 sedatives, and 910 narcotics. The next year, he jumped up to 2,300 amphetamines, 2,600 sedatives, and over 1,000 narcotics.
Jesus, man.
And in 1977, keep in mind, Elvis was only alive until the 8th month.
And that would be the year I graduated high school.
He was on a Hall of Fame pace. Remember, his best previous year was 2,300 amphetamines. Jesus. In the 8 months of 1977, he had already been prescribed 1,790 amphetamines.
Be careful, Elvis. It'll make your colon impact.
Now, sedatives. Even with the asterisk that is going to go by this record, because much like Rafael Palmeiro, because Elvis didn't play the whole season.
Right.
In 1976, he was prescribed 2,680 sedatives.
Wow.
In 1977, in which he only had 8 months, he was prescribed 4,996 sedatives.
The number you gave previously, the 2,000, in this day and age, you can't even get sick. No, you wouldn't be able to get those refilled.
Also, in the final 8 months of his life, was he a Hall of Famer? He was able to double his narcotics as well. Keep in mind, in 75, he only had 910 narcotics that Dr. Nick prescribed. 1976, he just brought it up a little bit to over 1,059. But in the 8 months of 1977, he got that one up to 2,019 narcotics.
And you can do the math. You're talking multiple daily doses. Pretty amazing.
Yep. Let me see. What else do I have?
Man, I don't know, but you better give me a shot in my neck. Right now, Jack, I am wired. Hey.
Gosh, we have mental disorder Elvis, Elvis's foot odor, Elvis's nude statues.
You got a pill for my foot odor, Jack?
Scatter the monkey. Also, we have Elvis's faggot bedroom, Elvis's donkeys and ducks and turkeys, Elvis's early drug use.
Elvis's faggot bedroom.
Naked statue.
We've had about his princess phone.
Oh yes,
we've had that one before. It's just a lot of the stuff we've not gotten to in years.
Right.
Flash bulbs in the pool.
My favorite.
Dirty Home Movies, hot dog rolls. I love that one. Elvis's flashlight, cough syrup and champagne flute.
That's John Norman's favorite.
My favorite. Yeah.
Baby talk. Peaches and Popsicles, the Sweet and Low incident, that pleases me greatly. Elvis shoots out his toilet. Elvis goes snake hunting. Elvis loves mellow deodorant tablets. Let me go to my next piece of research.
I forgot the Sweet and Low. I don't remember that one.
Elvis is a clumsy dancer. Elvis loves plastic surgery. I told you Elvis's foot odor problems.
All right. Man, these feet. If only they'd have told me how badly my feet stunk.
Scatter the monkey. Regal Elvis, more Scatter the monkey. Elvis buys love. God, there's so many Post-it notes here. Elvis, what is this? Elvis and Richard Simmons. Have we ever read that one before?
I don't think so.
I don't remember that.
And then we've got what's really going to be the go-to today. Elvis's secret sex life.
Oh, fantastic. Look at that. Hey, that's a color one. Look at that.
This is the one, yeah. This is from Penthouse. This is the one that has all of the really, really great Elvis sex stuff. So let's just open to a random page.
and see where we go.
The secret sex life of Elvis.
The secret sex life of Elvis Aaron Presley.
Baby. Here we go.
Very exciting.
That's something. Here we go.
Yeah.
So we start the tribute to Elvis. Elvis had different codes of behavior for different girls.
This is a reminder.
With Anita Wood, his most serious girlfriend in the pre-Army 50s, he was said to be technically perfect.
Pretty interesting name for a girl, too, Anita Wood.
Elvis's family assumed that he would marry her, but he never stayed completely faithful to her or to any woman. I remember at one time, it was kind of funny, says a high school friend who became more than a friend with Elvis.
Okay.
She says, while Anita, one of Elvis's early girlfriends, went out shopping, when she was gone, Elvis brought another girl upstairs. He was fooling around with her in the bedroom until all of a sudden one of the guys called and said, "Hey, Elvis, here comes Anita." If you could have looked through the window, it was a straight drop to the ground. We put a ladder up the window. He just let the girl climb down first and waited about 5 minutes, then went downstairs. Anita came in and went upstairs, and of course, Elvis wasn't there. He walked around to the back of the house, came upstairs behind her, and he said, "Oh, you're home. It's great to see you."
The Mafia protecting Elvis once again.
Elvis would do this all the time. 4 weeks after Gladys died, that's Elvis's mom.
Right.
Private Presley was shipped overseas to Germany. When his mom was alive, Elvis had kept his sexual shenanigans largely under wraps. Now Europe provided the perfect setting for the 23-year-old's libido to come out. As one of his friends remembers, Elvis just let loose sexually. That included everything. From dating a 14-year-old girl to a one-night stand with a female contortionist.
Wow.
To chatting up B-girls and prostitutes at nightclubs. Occasionally, he would go on holiday to Paris, taking long-since pals as Lamar Fike and Red West.
Yeah, come on, boys.
Flirting with every chorus girl he met. One time, Fike says we were staying at the Hotel Prince de Gaulle. It got so bad, the club would have to call us to the hotel to get the girls back after the show. Hold on, let me do the part about the killing babies, because that's a good part. Here we go. When she first saw Elvis... I'm going all over the place. This is about Elvis dying. Hold on a second. Why is that in the sex? Oh, that's right, the beginning of the sex, when Ginger found him.
Right.
Now, hold on. This article is too confusing.
It's all over the place?
Give me a second.
Because you were right in the middle of him with contortionists and call girls and B-movie girls.
Hold on. But then it goes like, it says go to page 87.
Right. I wonder how Lamar Fike did with the girls.
Flirting with every chorus girl he saw. Elvis met his future wife. Let me see. Elvis loved petite women. Elvis loved only white cotton panties and bras.
Hey, yeah, we've talked about that before.
In the early 1960s, Elvis was a little more than a voyeur at his home in Graceland. He surrounded himself with beautiful women in Hollywood. He explained to Scylla his movie schedule precluded spending any time with her in California. Continued on page 124. God, where? Hey, Rob, do me a favor.
Yes.
Just find the part about Elvis being bad in bed. And just draw a big circle around it for me.
Did it have anything to do with his foot odor, Don?
We will get to that one as well, Mike. Hold on. You want to, let's see, how about...
Now, remind me, did we have the Sweet and Low story? Was that actually... Have we done that before?
No.
I recall it.
No, that's new this year as well.
Okay.
Here we go.
And Richard Simmons is new, too.
Yep, that's new. How about Elvis's home pornography?
Very good. Oh, yes.
Have we gotten to that one? Oh, what happened to my music there? Thank you very much.
Much better.
In the mid-'60s, Elvis got interested in porno. Not just looking at people through the two-way mirror he had on Penguin Way and Bellagio Road. Don't remember how he got these, but Elvis liked these Danish porno films.
This is when he's in L.A., right?
Yeah, about women having sex with animals.
Oh, dear.
Now, it wasn't an everyday thing, but Elvis liked it sometimes. Wow. He'd like to watch girls wrestle in those 8mm films. He had Alan go down to Santa Monica Boulevard in Hollywood and have films like that made of women making love. The one thing I refuse to do was by an animal. Elvis ordered me to find 2 girls and an animal.
Oh, dear.
I came back with the girls. They were pretty all right. Elvis said, God damn it, I told you where as an animal.
He said not a specific animal, a generic animal.
That's what it says.
Yet, animal.
Wow. The girls were beautiful. I spent most of the night scouting them out.
I want an animal.
Sadly, Elvis would have nothing to do with them. He simply collected their panties. I paid each woman $100 and took them back to the Flamingo.
Wow. Wait a minute. We've never had that.
No.
We have never. He collected their panties.
Yes. Elvis liked to look at certain things. He had certain sexual fantasies. He didn't like to see women totally nude. That turned him off more than it turned him on. Of course, he demanded they wear white cotton panties and white bras.
Where is my animal?
Even when Elvis watched movies with 2 women wrestling or making love, he would always say, why do they make the movies with the women naked? Why can't they make them with bras and panties?
That was Elvis's thing. He liked the lingerie. Can you imagine how Elvis would have felt about those Victoria's Secret ads nowadays?
I would love that.
About the white panties. Elvis fell in love with Peggy Fleming, the ice skater on TV.
Sure.
He loved to watch her skate because she always wore those white skating outfits. Every time she was on TV, he'd turn the volume up loud and tell everybody to shut up. He'd start talking. He'd say, man, she's gorgeous. She turns me on. Look at those white panties, man.
Look at those panties. I am fascinated.
In the spring of 1966, Elvis got one of the new early Sony video recorders. It was huge. The day it came, Elvis was making spin-out. I remember hauling that 9-ton son of a bitch around. It seemed to have killed me. When Elvis first got that video machine, he started filming a few things here and there, and it finally dawned on him, hey, this sucker can be used for other things.
Yes.
I can make my own sex movie with women and animals.
Still on that.
Bring me an animal.
When he was having the intercom installed at his home, it presented the perfect time to have a camera mounted. He even filmed Priscilla with that thing. Wow. I've seen those videotapes of Scylla with another girl in bed. They're wrestling in panties and bras.
Of course.
They certainly exist. Or they did. Priscilla said no animals. You know, I don't know why we've never explored this part before.
All right, and here's something that's very telling that you had that I don't ever remember us having on an Elvis show. These videotapes exist somewhere.
Lamar,
like maybe they were, but when we've had these guys on, I would have loved to ask like Red or Lamar whether the tapes, whether anybody has them, because somebody might have them. Scylla probably got them. Yeah, she probably did.
Don't think that Scylla was the only one that Elvis taped, because she wasn't. He taped 20 to 30 girls that he was going with. He was producer, director, and star all at once. In '66, we were coming home from California, and every time we would stop, Elvis would have the video recorder taken off the bus and carried up to his room. He would sit there and watch his sex tapes. One of our regular stops was the Western Skies Motel in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We checked in there, and Elvis called me and said, "Have someone go to the airport and meet this girl." She was from L.A. I said, "What's she doing here?" Elvis said, "I called her before I left and told her to meet me here." This was one of the girls that had been in Elvis's movies.
Wow.
We had to stay 4 goddamn days while Elvis played around with the video in the room. We were all pissed because we wanted to go home to our families. Lamar Fike. Elvis's movies with girls and animals
of course,
were explicit, graphic, sexual videotapes. I think they're down and dirty.
Yeah. Wow, I never remember the whole thing about the animals. Pretty good stuff.
He liked the animals in white cotton panties.
and not specifying the animals.
No,
that's the interesting thing. They've held back that. I don't understand that.
Animal.
Animal. It could be anything you want, man. Just bring me an animal.
Let me see. When we come back, I don't know if we should go stories or tapes, because we also have a lot of tapes that you've never heard before.
Well, I'd love to hear all of them. Yeah.
I think when we come back, maybe we'll do a little of Elvis's 1972 press conference. This is pretty good. Elvis saying "goddamn" in a variety of occasions on stage. We've spliced all of them together.
I like that.
And then Buzz, I think you want. John Norman wanted the champagne flutes.
That's my favorite.
Mike,
as well.
you wanted which did you want?
Light bulbs in the pool.
Light bulbs. I want the hot dogs.
Yeah.
And Rob, you got to also. I know we've got so much material. You got to find "Oh My Peter" and look at all the babies we've killed.
Yes.
I already found "Oh My Peter." I'm looking for
you found? Would you give me "Oh My Peter"?
Yes, hold on.
It's just in.
Hold on.
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for.
Just in. Peter
on the zoo.
It's tough, right? Because you start reading one part, and you realize that the way we have these cataloged with the Post-it notes that are like 15 years old, they're so dog-eared.
Yes.
Essentially retarded Elvis is right next to Elvis's love of pills, right next to Richard Simmons, and once you start one, it's like...
But I mean, this stuff about the video camera where they hauled it around, and I imagine back in the day...
That's what they're saying. Gigantic.
A video camera, tough to bring up to a hotel room.
No,
like the size of a refrigerator, literally.
in the other packet.
Never mind.
Too much stuff, Jack.
Never mind. Let's just go with this. Let's just hear a little Elvis having fun.
All right.
Okay? And then we'll go to break and come back. We'll figure out what we're doing.
Dynamite, go to break.
Let's see. How about just Elvis having fun? That's all this tape says.
This next song is a very serious song, and we hope you like it. Thank you. If you buy that, you'll buy anything. You ask what this song says. Now, I've done a lot of silly songs, like a hound dog doesn't mean anything, you know. But this song says, oh, well, hoopa, 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 no, go, well, had my lover, la, 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 la. Well, just a bunch of grown people of those days doing that, you know. Anyway. My God, honey. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next time we see you, be careful going home, and God bless you. If you haven't guessed by now, you're on television. And so don't let the lights and cameras throw you. But they are hot, I'll tell you for sure. I'm going to do the first song that I ever recorded. We had a guitar, electric guitar, and a bass.
Can you tell the...
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to my father.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He's been sick for a while, but he's doing very well. Good. Would you stand with him, Daddy? He came here tonight.
You understand what he said when you stand up, Daddy?
I can see you. Just like any way to get up here.
This sounds that
Can you wait for him to get up here? Can you wait for him to get up here? Put a chair right here. I really missed him because it's been a couple of years since he's been able to go on tour with me. You know, he's been sick. This next song was recorded by Frank Sinatra, and it's called My Way.
You had to hear someone say.
I don't know the words to it, so I had to read it. We'll meet you again. May God bless you. Adios.
Adios.
Wow.
May God bless you, adios.
Here's another one.
Adios, Jack.
I don't think we've heard this one before.
What says a lot about it. Some Elvis stories. He bought a chimp.
Yeah, he got a chimp. Elvis he loved animals, and there was this little baby chimp that this TV guy at the station there in Memphis had.
That's Joe Esposito.
One of the guys told him, Elvis, this guy wants to sell this little chimp. So he brought it out to the house, and Elvis fell in love with it. Little chimp, his name was Scatter.
What did he do with it? He just kept it at the house?
He kept it around the house, with a cage for it, but he'd bring him out and have little suit clothes on him. He'd come out and hang around with him for a while. And it was fun. He was a character.
Did he have dogs and cats?
Cats, dogs, ducks, chickens, horses, jackasses, everything. He loved animals. Yeah.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. He wanted to keep him around. Now we know.
now we know why.
Here's a song that we did about 2 or 3 years ago called The Wonder of You. Wait a minute, we haven't done it yet. But I like it.
Incidentally, these are all tapes of Elvis effed up on stage. Yeah. That what we've done this year is we've remastered them. We've taken out that internet sound there, so they are crystal clear.
Yes. See, I need another scarf. I don't like this yellow. Okay, but I'm going to tell you something. Honey, just listen. See, I kissed someone here last night, and I caught the creeping crud.
Biggie.
And if I got it, you're going to get it, okay? There's a whole bunch of us walking around with the creeping crud. Where'd the guy go with my scarves, man? Come here, Charlie. I'd like to introduce myself, the members of my group. Stomp skill on the stage, you fool. I'd like to introduce the members of my group. My tongue is running right one way with my mouth now. I can't talk.
That's the drug.
First of all, the young ladies that you met earlier in the show tonight, they've been with me too long, for nearly 5 years. I think they're fantastic. They used to be.
Fantastic.
The sweet inspirations. Sweet old inspirations, man. The gentleman back here is one. What'd I do? The gentleman back here is one of the finest gospel quartets in the nation, and some parts of Ubangatang, South Africa. J.D. Summer, Sam's Quartet. I'd like to introduce not you, them, boo. I'd like to introduce these guys individually, but it's not worth bothering with, really. They just do not to be known, except what hotel they're staying at. The little girl that does our high voice singing has a reason to do that. Because that's why we hired her to do that. Her name is Kathy Westmore.
Wow. Damn.
I guess you're wondering why we laugh a lot.
Because you're high.
We're silly as hell, that's why. Anyway, I don't know, I'd like to thank my sound guys. You guys done a good job tonight. Bill Porter, Felton Jarvis, and Bruce Deuce, whatever his name is. The light man, ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't turn the lights on tonight. I don't know who he is. He was drunk. But it's true, you know, the guy wouldn't turn the lights on. So, but anyway, I have a new record out. It's called TROUB.
It's all over the place.
TROUBLE. And it's got a lot of words to it, and if I miss it, Charlie'd pick it up. I heard someone out there, I heard somebody say to sing Trying to Get to You. Okay. We haven't done it in a long time, but I'll see if we can remember it. Okay. I weave you, somebody. That's on the side.
True.
Oh, man. Are these great tapes?
Elvis are fantastic.
Are these great Elvis tapes?
I'd let you introduce somebody over here.
I mean, we've got like 8,000 of those. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you this time, kids. And when we come back, Oh My Peter and everything else of the stuff you guys wanted, Elvis is still dead, and we'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
If you're single, I'd like you to try something. Find 3 friends or family members and ask them about eHarmony.com. Chances are you or they know someone that has fallen in love on eHarmony. You might even know one of the thousands that has been married as a result of being matched on eHarmony.
I had some friends who had experienced it, and so I thought, why not give it a shot?
I had a friend of mine say, why don't you give eHarmony a try?
My younger son said, come on, Mom, just try it. What do you have to lose?
Friends and family can be powerful allies when it comes to helping you find the love of your life. So if you're single and curious about eHarmony, ask a friend about us. Or better yet, log on to eHarmony and see for yourself why eHarmony has become the #1 relationship site. Do it today, and you'll get your $40 personality profile absolutely free. eHarmony.com.
This will be an everlasting love for me.
Ever wonder who coined the phrase, we eliminate the middleman? Well, one thing's pretty certain. It wasn't the middleman. And how did they eliminate him? Something fishy there. But I digress. Geico pioneered direct-to-consumer car insurance over 65 years ago, and they've been saving smart drivers money ever since. Give them a call, and you might ask them, what did they do with the middleman?
Geico's customer satisfaction stands at 97%. How would you rate your car insurance company? Geico. 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
I'm a hypocrite. No, I'm not a vegetarian that wears leather shoes. You see, I used to smoke pot, and when I found pot in my kid's room, I confronted him about it. It would have been easier to look the other way and not feel like a hypocrite. But I'm his dad, and he's not allowed to smoke pot, period. It might be hard, but to help your kid with their problem, first you have to get over yours.
Action, the anti-drug.
Hypocritical? Yeah, that's me. For more information, visit theantidrug.com or call 1-800-788-2800.
Paid for by Office of National Drug Control Policy.
Don and Mike Afternoons.
Don and Mike, there'll be no mollycoddling.
It's the Don and Mike Show on AM 1550, The Edge.
Everybody loves Don and Mike. It's the Don and Mike Show, followed by Tom Likas at 7 on The Edge 1550.
NBC News Radio, I'm Kevin Cork. Time is up for Jewish settlers in the Gaza Strip. At this hour, Israeli troops can start forcibly evicting all those who remain. NBC's Tom Aspel in Gaza City says the soldiers will probably take action at dawn.
Out of the 21 settlements, 3 or 4 have already been vacated, and the government estimates perhaps a little more than 2,000 Jewish settlers still remain. Most of those say they'll be willing to leave as the deadline expires.
A plane crash in South America has claimed the lives of all 161 people aboard. The airliner carrying vacationers home to Martinique reportedly had engine trouble. A not-so-happy birthday for Madonna today. Celebrating with a horseback ride on her estate in England, the 47-year-old singer fell, cracking her ribs, breaking her hand and collarbone. Here at home, inflation spiked higher last month. The government says consumer prices shot up 0.5 point in July. I'm Kevin Cork, NBC News Radio.
I'm a wife, mom, president of the PTA, member of 8 book clubs, lightning fast potato peeler. Oh, and candidate for mayor.
The less laundry you have to do, the more living you can do. Thanks to the newly designed Maytag Neptune high-efficiency washer, which has the largest front-load capacity available, so you can do more loads in less time, and even a king-size comforter. It's only from the most trusted brand in laundry, Maytag. For less laundry, more life. Depend on us.
Millions of miles, thousands of TV appearances, hundreds of baseball games, 80 years of history, and a fleet of Goodyear blimps all add up to one big celebration. The Goodyear Blimp Birthday Celebration, with sky-high savings on some of Goodyear's most popular tires. Plus, get up to an $80 rebate on a qualifying purchase. Offers end August 27th. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for complete details and the participating retailer nearest you. Goodyear. For 80 years, it's been the name everyone looks up to. Mail-in rebate offer subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply.
Data security and speed can be what puts your business ahead of your competition. But cost is important too. You might be paying every month for bandwidth you don't use. Let's talk about your company's disaster recovery system. Is it as effective and secure as it could be? What are you paying for your T1 line? I'll bet we can offer you a better deal. We're ASP Station, a premier independent server co-location facility and high-speed internet access provider. Virtually unlimited bandwidth, co-location for your backup servers, off-site system backup, and secure access to your equipment 24/7. Check us out on the web at aspstation.net or call us at 412-661-6001. Easy number to remember, 412-661-6001. ASP Station, 412-661-6001.
Unattractive, bulbous, single red polyp looking for middle-aged colon. Interests include growing and becoming a disease. Seeking male or female partner. I swing. No doctors, please.
Colon polyps can lead to colon cancer. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Get the test, get the polyp, get the cure. For more information, call 800-ACS-2345 or visit cancer.org. A public service message brought to you by the American Cancer Society and the Ad Council.
Making excessive copies can destroy thousands of trees. 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 Remember, the next time you're at the copier, only make the number of copies you really need. This message sponsored by Ad Council and Earthshare.
You might take meth because of how it feels, but this is how it feels to your heart. Your normal heart, your heart on meth. Normal on meth. And that was meth stopping your heart.
For more information, visit drugfreepa.org. A message from Drug Free Pennsylvania and the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Whether they're your spouse, boyfriend, or girlfriend, or you're looking to turn up the heat on your love life, Sassy Sensations is the place to shop. A gift from the exciting world of Sassy Sensations says so much to the person you're giving it to. You'll find everything, including pleasure toys, lingerie, fun games, edibles, and other erotic items the mall wouldn't think of stocking. Speaking of stockings and the like, whether you're outrageously sexy, a simple romantic at heart, or just have a naughty streak, there are Sassy Sensation surprises that will fit you. Sassy Sensations is completely dedicated to love, romance, and total enjoyment in the bedroom or wherever fun takes you. Pamper yourself, intensify each other's intimate moments, and be free to create your own special passion. Come see me, Vanessa, at Sassy Sensations, Route 88 in Castle Shannon, or click your mouse with sassysensations.com and give us a call at 1-877-467-2779. That's right, 1-877-467-2779. Sassy Sensations, where good boys and girls get even better.
Once upon a time in a small cottage lived a boy named Chuck. One day, Chuck heard a knock from inside the wall.
Who is it?
He cried, for Chuck cried rather easily.
It is I, the energy hog over here,
said a voice. Now, an energy hog is what you have when people waste energy. Chuck ran to tell his family.
There's a hog in our house!
Exclaimed Chuck.
That's no way to talk about your Aunt Melba,
said his mother, and sent him to his room.
That does it,
said Chuck. He raced to his computer and logged on to energyhog.org.
I'll just have to get rid of it myself.
At energyhog.org, Chuck played cool games and learned to use energy wisely. He learned that by switching to better light bulbs, he had the power to rid the cottage of the evil energy hog forever.
I'm leaving, but I shall return,
vowed the hog.
Don't count on it, Bacon Breath,
vowed Chuck. And the moral of the story is, to use energy wisely, log on to energyhog.org, or a switch in time saves swine.
This public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, I'm Ben Mankiewicz.
And I'm Cenk Uygur. Together we're the Young Turks, and you can catch us every weekend on The Edge, 1550 AM. The Young Turks, the best talk show in the country.
Because we don't make the news, we make the news sexy. So check us out and listen to the Young Turks. Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m., Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. on The Edge, 1550 AM.
Enjoy living life on the edge? Now you can listen to it. 1550, The Edge.
WURP Braddock. WURP Braddock. Pittsburgh's new talk radio station is 1550 The Edge. The Edge. This is the Don and Mike Show.
Honey, I wasn't going to hit you. Goddamn. I'm going to hit you. And I just came close, right here. But we don't hit.
The Don and Mike Show. Oh, Elvis, we miss you tonight.
They love to make pudding. Don and Mike.
Are we lonesome tonight? Yes, we miss you tonight.
It's another Elvis tribute record.
We're so sorry.
Who the hell knows what this one is?
This way.
Hey.
Ron McKee.
Ron McKee.
Ron McKee, another Elvis impersonator.
Elvis, we miss you.
How
about this one? Hold on a second.
He was very good.
How about have you
They
ever...
all are, Buzz.
Mike, have you ever heard Candy Bars for Elvis?
I have not. I'm going to hear it now.
There's a story I have to tell to the world.
Oh, God.
That's never been told before.
Another guy talking to Elvis and talking like Elvis.
Now, Rob, where did you find this Elvis record?
This is on a weird, believe it or not, German import disc. Stay with this one. This is a good one.
Before we play this, let's play the game about Rob and his Elvis CDs. I don't know the answer to this either.
This is once a year I count how many Elvis CDs I have. It doesn't count my LPs, doesn't count my 45s.
Right.
It's just CDs.
I've been on vacation with Rob. Our families go on vacation.
Right.
We've been out of the country. When we were in Iceland, okay, Rob, his only mission was to go find
an Elvis
CDs.
I remember.
When we went to France, Elvis was, again, the #1 topic.
Elvis CDs.
Even if they were CDs he already had, just because the liner notes and everything were in French,
yes, he had to have
them.
Yeah.
So he counted them all.
I did this morning.
And now we're going to play high-low. I bet you've got 300 Elvis CDs.
Lower than that.
Mike.
I'm going to say 10.
Higher.
Buzz, it's somewhere between 10 and 300.
I'm going to say 263.
You're very close. 238 this year.
238.
Yeah,
work harder.
Well,
and your children will get that, when you're gone?
No.
He's taking it with him. I should point out that Rob is wearing his blue Hawaii shirt, and he's also got his TCB pin on today.
It's a big day for me. I told everyone when I came in yesterday, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Elvis, there's a story I have to tell to the world that's never been told before.
Another tribute record.
About the animals?
Elvis, one rainy, hot summer night, here in Nashville about 7 or 8 years ago. What you did for me will always be a part of my life forever.
Why are you talking like Elvis?
As you will be for millions.
And you know what else I have noticed? It's almost George Bush-like in cadence.
Of RCA's.
For this war in Iraq
summer night
is a war that we can win.
I guess trying to get
Let us go mountain biking.
Not knowing it was you inside the studio recording.
Oh, shut up. You think we should listen to this one?
When some man
Talks about candy bars.
the door.
When does he get to the candy?
Stood up.
Very soon.
Okay.
And he asked me if I would go after some candy bars. I guess maybe he thought I worked there as a cleanup boy or something, but I really didn't.
That's a cleanup
When I
boy.
got back to the studio door,
I got back.
the candy bars in the paper bag was wet, and so was I. You see, I hadn't had a car for about 6 years. I knocked on the door, and the same man let me in.
All right. Enough of that. Let's hear a little real Elvis.
I bet he bought him a car, Don. I bet that's the end of that story. I bet he went to get the candy bars and he bought him a car.
How's the song end, Rob?
I've never gotten to it.
I was on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I did this song here. This is my message song for the night. You don't know what I'm going to do yet. Just wait a minute. You ain't never been... You ain't nothing but a...
So effed up.
But I'd like to tell you that it's really fantastic being back in New York.
Fantastic.
A really good audience. Thank you. And now that you've had a look at us, I'd like to turn the house lights up.
Take a look at
you. We hope you enjoyed the show, the rest of the show this afternoon. The first part was adequate. But, you know, we're going to do a lot of songs, old ones, new ones. And let me see.
Animals.
Over in Hawaii, if you wear a flower in your left ear, it means you're available.
He's so effed up.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. Fool.
Here we go with more of the Chronicles of Elvis. Elvis was curiously adept in basic social ways. He was so retarded, remarked one of his earliest girlfriends, who came up to the house regularly dressed in, quote, my nice little tweed skirt with my white blouse, black Polero jacket, stockings and heels. You didn't just go in your blue jeans to see Elvis.
I like that.
All the girls dressed the same. The guys were more aggressive. They scored because a girl always had the idea eventually she'd get to Elvis through one of the other guys. Elvis himself had nothing to say. If Scatter, that's the monkey.
Yes.
Elvis's pet monkey.
Right.
If Scatter hadn't been there, we probably would have sat there all night looking at each other. Elvis's chimp became the focus of attention. All the conversation was centered on the activities of the chimp. It was like a buffer. One time Elvis took a friend out of the room and made out on a couch upstairs. It was like heavy teen petting. Elvis got totally aroused.
That lady's name was Beth Ann McBride.
If Elvis got involved with a girl on a casual basis and she put out real quick and went to bed with him, he'd never see her again. That meant she was a slut, a bad girl. I don't know how any of my friends had sex with him. A lot of them made out with him, but they didn't go to bed with him. One, just the ultimate good girl. I mean, she came from a Catholic family on the East Coast, one of the few virgins in town. She spent the night with him all the time, but remained totally untouched because he respected her. Few of the girls knew about Elvis's two-way mirror he had installed in the swimming pool cabana that served as their dressing room.
In the cabana. Brilliant.
The only way to gain access was by crawling underneath the house, but Elvis and the guys took that as part of the game. On Sunday afternoon, all the girls came by to watch them play football at the little park. Elvis's team always won. On Elvis's team were some of his favorite singers, Pat Boone, Jan and Dean, Ricky Nelson, and Gary Crosby, Bing's son.
The bad Crosby.
Elvis wouldn't play with Max Baer Jr., the giant star of the Beverly Hillbillies, whose father had been heavyweight champ. Elvis was afraid of being upstage.
Yes.
Elvis always played quarterback, throwing himself into the fray with genuine abandon, but taking the game utterly seriously, too. Diagramming elaborate plays for his team. And he said, football was a gift for the gods.
You have that in common with Elvis.
I have a lot in common with Elvis. I like animals.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me switch.
You have those cameras installed at your house?
Switch the music up. Because now we're going to get the sexually retarded Elvis.
Yeah. Incidentally, great instrumental here.
Let me see. Elvis's psychological die was cast. When Vernon Presley went to prison for forging a check, 4-year-old Elvis assumed a new position as head of the household, in effect becoming protector for both Gladys, who he began calling his baby, and of Vernon, when he returned after 8 months. Later in life, Elvis's strongest turn-on, other than seeing two women simulate lovemaking, was watching girls wrestle in white cotton panties.
They're the white cotton panties again.
The fetish may have been rooted in an early experience.
Must have been.
When Elvis was 4 or 5, says Billy Smith, a cousin, my mama and Aunt Cletes, is it Cletes? I always get that wrong.
How do you spell it?
Clettes.
Lettuce.
Lettuce? Like lettuce with a C.
But you would think, down in Tupelo, Cletes.
Aunt Cletus. Anyway, we'll just call her Aunt Lettuce. My mama and Aunt Lettuce were dancing together to some music. This was when Elvis was 4 or 5, remember?
Right.
Mama and Aunt Lettuce were dancing together to some music. They were up on a trunk waving their skirts around as they were flying up.
Here we go.
Elvis was in the room. The more they danced, the more excited he got. He grabbed my mama by the leg and said, "Oh, my Peter."
It was 4.
Yeah. Well, Gladys went wild. She yanked him up and yelled out, "You quit that goddamn dancing." She pointed at little Elvis and said, "Look what you're doing to him." When my mama told me that, I like to die.
I like to die. I like to fall out.
Elvis always said, 14 or 16 will get you 20. Meaning, of course, having sex with 14 or 16-year-old girls will get you 20 years in jail.
Right.
The Memphis Mafia had no problem finding 14 to 16-year-old girls for Elvis. But later, he was worse. He got in the middle of everything. He had 3 or 4 young girls in his room at once from the Louisiana hayride. One time he told Vernon it was 16 girls. He used to come up with ideas that would make me shake my head. He told me he got a big kick when he would cut loose.
Yes.
In a gal's hair.
Oh, my.
They'd all do it. And he'd love it.
16 or 20 of them, Vernon. Vernon and Cletus.
That year, 1971, was when the ODs started. The worst one happened after a show at Tahoe. Elvis saw this girl in the second row. He was taken with her. She was a teenager, real innocent. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, this is a requested one, everybody.
Right.
Okay. Elvis saw this girl in the second row, and he was really taken with her. She was a teenager, real innocent. A non-drinker, non-smoker, didn't even wear makeup.
Good for her.
Crazy about Elvis. She and her mom drove to Vegas to see him. Her mom was there at the Tahoe show. Elvis waved to her from the stage, and after the show, he told Sonny, "Bring that chick backstage."
Bring that chick back, ma'am.
She sent her mom home, and she stayed with Elvis that night, and actually for quite a bit of his engagement. He would give her pills so she could keep his hours. One night after the show, they went to Palm Springs. Elvis was taking Hydocan. Hydocan, am I saying that right, Buzz?
I'm not sure.
Hycodan. Hycodan. Oh, thank you, Buzz. Which is a narcotic. Cough syrup.
Right.
In large doses, that S is dangerous.
Yeah.
Elvis and this girl were drinking it out of champagne glasses. They didn't go to bed till about 4 a.m., and when they did, they took their Hycodan with them.
Bring the Hycodan, and we're going to drink it like it's a beverage.
By 1 o'clock the next day, Elvis wasn't up.
Oh.
Sonny banged on the door, and when Elvis didn't answer, he went inside. It was like a meat locker in there. Elvis kept it so cold. Then he said Elvis was sprawled across the bed lengthways and his breathing was real erratic. Sonny freaked out and went to get Hamburger James. Hey, there's a name disgusted by that. But he used to just hand out Ritalin tablets to all of us in the late 60s.
Give her a shot of Ritalin in the heart, Doc.
Elvis was just Ritalin crazy. I mean, he was nuts for Ritalin. He always thought no matter how bad you got, Ritalin is all you needed. Yep. He also thought it was a real good way to wake up.
Good morning. Where's my coffee and Ritalin?
Charlie was there, and he and Sonny followed the ambulance to the hospital.
Let's go.
They pumped the little girl's stomach. The 14-year-old stomach. Let's not be that cruel.
Underage.
They pumped the little girl's stomach, and they hooked her up to life support. Dr. Kaplan was still saying he didn't think that this girl would live. Elvis waved it off. He said, God damn it, I've told her not to drink so much of that. And he went in the bedroom and he called Colonel Parker and John O'Grady to make sure that the Palm Springs police stayed out of it and didn't hit the papers. Yeah. And then they came up with this plan that if the girl did die, Charlie would take the rap.
That's a loyal soldier.
He'd say that she was his date and he had given her the stuff.
It's my fault, man.
Well, something like 17 hours later, the girl came to. Charlie and Sonny went to the hospital. Sonny said when he touched her arm, she came halfway off the bed and started hissing at him like a wild animal. It scared the S out of him.
Yeah, but Elvis likes that.
The doctor said she was suffering from oxygen deprivation to the brain. Elvis paid her hospital bill, and he had Joe get in touch with her mama about some other money.
Hey, keep this on the QT, honey.
But now here's the best part of this Elvis story. The mama wouldn't take anything.
Oh, good for her.
She said they'd never sue. Because even after Elvis had nearly killed his daughter, after Elvis had nearly killed her daughter, the last thing the mother wanted to do was hurt his image.
That's right, man. She was a loyal fan.
God bless her.
What a nice lady. Let her daughter go off and drink cough syrup out of champagne glasses.
How great that! How great that is.
Can we do fairy tale?
How great thou art.
Remember? Who has the lead into it? I'm almost too hot. Fairy tale. See, I kissed somebody about a week ago, and they gave me the creeping crud.
He says this all the time.
Is the creeping crud are they talking about like herpes, or are they talking about a cold?
I think they're talking about the drip, drip, drip.
Like gonorrhea?
Yeah, that's...
Because we never really find out what the creeping crud is. He always talks about he gets it kissing.
Right. He sounds a little hoarse. I thought maybe it was just a cold.
Maybe a cold.
Maybe it's mono.
It could be anything.
You never know.
Okay. Well,
we've never really specified what the creeping crud is.
Let me see. When we come back...
Elvis, there's a story I have to tell to the world.
Is this candy bars?
Hold on, that's the candy bar one again.
Incidentally, I know how that ends, even though I don't know how it ends. He buys him a car.
I think you're right.
Michael, we come back, we'll have the hot dog bun story, and you wanted the light bulbs.
Light bulbs and the flash bulbs, Don. Flash bulbs in the
flash
pool.
Bulbs in the pool story. That one is coming up as well.
Hi, this is Elvis Presley. I guess the first thing people want to know is why I can't stand still when I'm singing.
And now another one of the tribute songs.
Bring me an animal.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Buzz Jefferson.
That's Buzz Jefferson.
Sorry, Jana Thompson. I screwed that up. I'm sorry.
Buzz Jefferson, a little bit of a guy.
Here's the thing. They're all on one CD. Yeah. Buzz Jefferson sings, "It'll Be a Lonely Christmas Without Elvis Presley."
Amen.
Let's hear a little bit of Buzz Jefferson so you know he exists. Buzz?
What?
Elvis.
Oh, how long this Christmas will be.
That one is that's Buzz Jefferson. Now here is Jana Thompson.
Yeah. Janet Thompson.
Jana, Jana.
Jana Thompson.
And we'll go to break with this. Merry Christmas from Lisa Marie. Of course, not really Lisa Marie.
Oh dear.
Pretending to be Lisa Marie.
My name is Lisa Marie.
Oh no.
This is sick.
No.
It's been such a long, long time now. Hello. received a wish from me. Santa, there's only one thing I really want this year.
What's that, Lisa Marie?
Take a message to my daddy.
Oh, no.
Say we wish that he were here.
When they lay it out, they play it out.
Yeah.
Don and Mike.
We do.
Give him all our love beneath.
Well, that's creepy.
I told you we had a lot of new stuff for you this year.
Yeah, including the animals.
So when we come back,
Yes.
it'll be hot dog buns.
Yay.
It'll be the flashbulbs in the pool.
All right.
And, gosh, listen to some of the tapes that we've not listened to yet, besides all of the montages. Mike, we've got, of course, your favorite, Are You Lonesome Tonight?
Yeah, that's the last, I think maybe one of the last concerts he ever did.
And then my favorite one, the Rip Your Tongue Out by the Goddamn Roots.
Right.
We've not heard the following. We've not heard Why Elvis Loves Chimps. We've not heard Why Elvis Loves... These are all audio clips.
Okay.
Why Elvis Loves Music. Why Elvis Loves to Entertain. Elvis's favorite record. Elvis Falls on Stage.
Oh, wow. Elvis Falls on Stage?
Wow. That's a new tape we have.
Wow, I've never heard that.
Goddamn. Goddamn.
That's a little montage?
This would be a compilation. One night at a show in, oh, God, I don't know, Boise, Idaho, something like that. Elvis said, goddamn, 37 times.
Wow.
And in the context of this one concert, we have all separate 37 goddams that we've edited together.
Is it before or after he fell down?
Mike, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man.
You guys got a pile of material over there.
Oh, God, and yes, don't forget over here, we've got,
How long is the tape of Elvis falling down?
3.5 minutes.
Wow. Set aside.
3.5,
That'd be great.
We're not going to have enough time to get to everything.
I know. But we've never heard him falling down, have we?
Yeah, but Mike, we've also never heard... Oh, God. We've never heard him... Rob, what is I Am Bill Cosby, 8th Degree Black?
Oh, he introduces Bill Cosby in the audience.
Okay, we've heard that one.
Yeah.
Okay, this one we've heard a lot of stuff. The toothache, castration.
Yeah.
Judy Spreckles.
Oh,
yes. That. Jewelry explanation.
Judy Spreckles, isn't that when he makes her get up? Turn around.
Oh, he makes everybody stand up and turn around.
Show him that ring, Scylla.
Wawa and Gatorade. Have we ever heard that one?
I doubt it.
Wawa and Gatorade? Oh, I'm sorry.
Also, I have to go back here during the show and drink a lot of Wawa.
Water.
It's so dry here in Las Vegas, the singers have something wrong with them. And I can't see what I was trying to say. The singers have what they call a Vegas throat. Is when you get real dry and you feel like Bob Dylan slept in your mouth, Yes, ma'am. Yes, we bet you bird. One of the first records I ever made. Oh, yeah, I got some stuff back here called Gatorade. Stuff is supposed to work like 12 times faster than water, and they give it to athletes and people who sweat a lot. Looks like it's already been used to me, I'll tell you for sure.
What?
But if it aids your gator, it's all right.
Gatorade.
Wow. He's so
He ain't right.
Gatorade. Okay, the stories and the tapes. We're not going to get to all of it. We'll get to the stories, and then we'll play the tape of Elvis falling down. Before we get done today, we'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
This thing I got over in the Hawaii special, and people thought it was one big...
What? He's showing?
One big stuff.
Because are you interpreting Elvis for me?
Thank you.
I don't think we've heard this one before. Another one of our new ones. He's on stage, and he's just stopping the show.
To show his jewelry to everybody?
Show his jewelry. And look at the idiots in the audience. Listen to them. I mean, you can't you can't see the videotape. He actually, as he's holding his hand up,
they're applauding his jewelry?
Yes, they're applauding his rings. Let's start that one from the beginning.
Yes.
Because it starts, if you're not that observant.
Would everyone please pay attention, when we play this again, to the pronunciation of the word jewelry?
Heard that, too.
Let me tell you something for those of you who may not be too observant. Or might have missed. No, I can't sing about the jewelry. Hell, these rocks.
Sounds like he said jury.
Jury is what he's saying.
That's what I thought.
Jury.
I like that show, Trial by Jewelry. Law and Order, Trial by Jewelry.
Jewelry.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a little bit about this jewelry that I got on. Now, this thing I got on wore in the Hawaii special, you know, and people thought it was one big stone.
They're applauding for his ring.
It's 11.5 carat stone, which is pretty big, you know. It's the biggest I've ever seen. And anyway, this next to Elizabeth, I think she's got the biggest one. I think you're right. And that's the biggest diamond, too.
What? He's so wasted.
You're fast. You're good, boy. This thing here I had designed for the stage. It's got all different shapes of diamonds, pear shape, square shape, ball, whatever. You know, it's for the stage. This I got tonight for you. You know, really.
For the audience. That's right.
Just got it tonight, just like I got the suit, the closing. And the reason I'm telling you this, because I think you ought to know it, you helped pay for them.
The Don and Mike Show. Well, it's 1 for the morning, 2 for the call, 3 to get 3, 9 go get told, but don't you?
Yeah. With an ensemble show, someone is going to be the spark plug. The Don and Mike program. It's a lot of fun.
All right, thank you, Eilert Pilarm, who's the #1 Elvis impersonator in Sweden.
Yes. And a man with incomparable rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
The first hour of the Elvis show today is lost. If you're just getting in your car now, just tuning in the web, be glad you missed the first hour today.
Yeah, absolutely.
It had nothing to do with Elvis, and now because of that, we're backed up against the clock.
Right. We're crammed, Jack.
And as you can hear, we have all new stuff this year.
Yes, lots of exciting new stuff.
We have a lot of the standbys, but we have new tapes, we have new songs. Mm-hmm. Some of the stories that have been requested will now get their due.
Very good.
Buzz, I believe you like the champagne flute.
That was always my favorite.
Mike, yours is coming up. Please allow me my favorite.
Yes. Very good.
Out of all the Elvis stories, this is my favorite. The hot dog and hamburger bun kick was a strange one. He would tie that wrapper around the horn of his goddamn saddle and ride his horse eating these things. A lot of times, Elvis would take 2 or 3 sleeping pills, and he couldn't sleep them off. Because you can't sleep when you've taken 300 milligrams of something else beforehand.
Right.
God damn, he'd get up after 2 hours and go on about his normal day. Let me tell you something. Lee Marvin and Cat Ballou didn't have anything on Elvis. Because he'd get up on the horse just about the time the sleeping pills took effect. He started to slump. The faster he rode, the more he leaned. He'd walk around the ranch blown out of his skull with his cowboy hat on, gloves, cowboy boots, jeans, and this big padded pile coat that made him look even bigger. He'd be so stuffed into that jacket that his walk was almost a waddle. In his hand, he'd have that plastic see-through bag of hot dog buns.
Blown out of his mind.
He looked like a little kid, walking around with a sack in his hand. He'd talk to you. He'd be slurring his words. He'd take a bite of the bun, sort of ripping it off. Then you couldn't understand what he was saying for sure. Just this muffled noise. Somebody talking through bread.
Come on, man. That is great. What a great picture that is.
Hey. That's one of my favorites. Now, Mike, we're going to find yours.
Okay.
And while we find yours... Oh, you got it?
I do.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Because I was just loading in some more good Elvis talking.
Yeah, man.
But first, this one's for Mike. Mike's favorite.
Yeah.
One day, we were all in the den watching a war movie on TV. Elvis started talking about how stuff like that was done in the studio. How the special effects guys did a great job of making a tub of water look like a real ocean. And how toy ships look like real ones. Then he got this sort of grin on his face and he said, "Why don't we set up our own ocean out in my pool?" He sent Richard and me down to the toy store to buy all the boats they had. and about 12 BB guns.
Elvis needs boats.
Elvis needs boats. We went home and put all the little boats in the pool and loaded the guns. We lined up and Elvis said, "Ready? Aim. Fire." We blasted the hell out of those little boats. Plastic flew everywhere. After about an hour of this, we started getting bored.
Sure.
Kind of eased up. Nobody said anything. We just started putting the rifles down. Elvis said, "You know what's wrong? It's too easy. I need moving targets." So he sent us back to the store for these little wind-up boats with batteries. And he said, "Get some more BB guns so I will not have to stop and reload."
He wants it easy. Maximum convenience.
All right. We got home and put the boats in the water, and Elvis yelled, "All guns poolside." Then he set a time limit. Whoever sank the most ships would be declared the best shot.
Hey, man, we're making our own war movie.
Of course, Elvis bragged he was the best shot because he won some sharpshooting medal in the Army. Well, the battle began, and this went on. Elvis loved this. Elvis ordered us to go to the camera shop and buy all the flash bulbs they had. We were standing at the cash register, and the salesman said, "What kind of film do you want to go with these?" And Richard said, "We don't use film with these." And the guy said, "Oh, I see." He watched us all the way out the door with our 275 bulbs. By the time we got back to the house, it was getting kind of dark. We dumped all 275 bulbs in the pool and lined up with the rifles and cut loose.
Cut loose, Jack. All guns poolside.
And man, goddamn man, that pool lit up like the 4th of July. It never hit us that the flash bulbs were made of glass, you know.
Right.
And the next morning, we come out there and see what a mess we'd made. Elvis had this Mexican gardener. He sees all this glass and broken plastic at the bottom of the pool all over the yard. He keeled over. He couldn't speak English, but we got his message loud and clear. We had to go clean up the yard. Some of us took the pool. We never did it again, but not because of the mess, because Elvis grew bored with it.
Yeah, I'm bored, man.
It was fun while it lasted. It helped him release tension. If he had just stuck to BB guns from then on out, it would have cut down on a whole lot of tension later on.
Yeah, but he switched to machine guns. And he's still snake
I was
hunting.
on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I did this song here. This is my message song for the night. You don't know what I'm going to do yet. Just wait a minute. You ain't never been...
Hold on, we heard that one. Hold on a second. Let me go to... Hold on just one second, Robbie. Number 3? Did we hear anything on number 3 or number 4?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Big Freaky International Hotel. This is my first appearance in 9 years live.
Live.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm back. Fantastic.
I've appeared dead a few times, but this is my first live appearance. Before the evening is over, I will have made a complete, total fool of myself. I hope you get a kick out of watching it. So I'll be going back here during the show and drinking.
He's a pretty good breather, isn't he?
Because it's so dry here in Las Vegas, so you get singers have what they call a Vegas throat. That's when you get real hoarse, you know, like that. So you got to drink a lot of water. And I got some stuff back here called Gatorade.
Oh, okay. That's
Gatorade.
The beginning of Gatorade. Here's another one you guys will love. Somewhere around July of 1973, Dr. Nick said to the guys, "I don't think Elvis is just a medical addict anymore. I think he's a heart addict." Hamburger James used to tell this story about being out in the kitchen when Elvis first got up one day. Hamburger James was about to drop a saccharin tablet in his coffee, and Elvis came in and thought it was something else. Grabbed it right out of his hand. He said, "God damn it, give me that pill." Grabbed it and popped it down his throat before James could say, "Hey man, it's only sweetener." James left the room and fell over on the pool table laughing. The sad part is, Elvis was already beginning to have trouble controlling his bladder and bowels.
Oh, dear. Oh, no, I shouldn't laugh.
Not all the time.
No.
But a lot of the time.
Oh, dear.
You get that way when you're so far out of it. You're half asleep most of the time. Elvis had no control. On tour, James would have to check Elvis's bed before they left the hotel. Would have been very embarrassing if this had gotten out.
Oh, my. Well, look what he left. Look what Elvis, the king of rock and roll, left. Surprised they didn't sell that on eBay.
Are you lonesome tonight?
Is this the final one?
Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry?
Hey, James,
we drifted?
Go in and check his bed. It's an Elvis biscuit.
Does your memory stray to a bright?
Now, right here, he's not bad.
Right. No, he's in good voice.
Oh, when I kissed you and called you sweetheart.
Right now, you would think, okay, well, he's fat, bloated Elvis. He's okay, though.
The chairs in your parlor.
Little squeaky.
A side effect of medication is making you giggly.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Right. Yeah. Not a sermon.
He's being goofy now.
Filled with pain, shall I come back? Tell me, dear, are you lost? Oh, Lord, Lord.
You think fat.
I wonder.
They're getting their money's worth now.
You know, someone said the world's a stage and each must play a part. Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah. And I had no cause to doubt you.
Wow. Oh. What's that bitch in the background?
Swing it, baby. Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome? Is your heart?
And that's a version we've never played before. That's a laughing version.
Do you think, part of me thinks that maybe he's doing the whole laughing to cover for the fact that he didn't know the lyrics? Because that's always the part he has trouble with. He always, didn't it sound like it's like, because he comes back on the, and he's not laughing anymore. Right?
It's a pretty genuine laugh.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That's the laughing version.
That's not as sad as the other
14 years right down the drain, boy, I'll tell you.
Now, here's the one you love, Mike.
14 years just shot right there, man.
How's it playing?
Well, how's it playing? Look at it.
Hold on. We play these cards once a year, you know.
Well, the similarity between the two will be the breakdown at the spoken word part of Are You Lonesome
That
Tonight?
was just the laughing version.
I wonder if you're lonesome tonight. You know, someone said the world's a stage and each of us play a part.
Plus tax.
I had been playing plus tax. You read your lines so cleverly. I never missed a cue. They came back too. You forgot the words. Seem to change, you fool. You fool. You act so strange and why I never know. Why I ever did it. Honey, who am I talking to? Honey? You lied when you said you loved me. I had no cause to doubt you.
What's this in my bed?
Rather go on hearing your lies. And to go on living without you. And the stage is bare. And I'm standing there without any hair. No. And you won't come back to me. What the heck with you? Good save.
There you go. That's for you.
Oh, Elvis.
Okay, when we come back. Oh, God, there's so much I'd like to get to.
I know.
Elvis shooting out the ice machine in Lisa Marie's room.
Oh, that's a good one.
It made a racket, Jack.
God, I just had a good part on. Elvis's narco badge.
Always good.
Oh, you know what? No, we got to end with this one. At the last segment, we'll have some tapes, but also finding Elvis at Graceland.
Ah, yes.
At the last day.
Ah, it was wonderful.
Yeah,
We got to have that.
That's a good one.
It's a fitting end.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure is, man.
Yeah, man. Come on, Jack.
You're goddamn right.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show. This is the Don and Mike Show.
Okay, what else is on here, man? What else is on, huh?
Hey, looky, it's Robert Goulet.
That'll be enough of that
My boy, my boy.
My boy, my boy.
The Don and Mike Show. Well, what's the problem? Don't you like Elvis?
Goodbye, king of rock and roll. Don't you know you touched our soul?
Oh, God. You'll love them just like a retarded cat. Don and Mike.
Round the year of 55.
No, it's all of the Elvis tribute songs.
Yeah. You know, when I hear that recreation of Elvis shooting out the TV, though, that's the only... And I know it's a dramatic recreation of something that really happened, but I so wanted to be there. Yes. For that, I would have loved that.
Famous story.
Let's see, we've got a lot of Elvis tribute songs that we did not get to on today's show. Oh, God. We never got to Elvis's food.
Right.
We never got
Except for the hot dog rolls.
We never got to Elvis and Baby Talk. We never got to That Pleases Me Greatly.
Yeah, that's a great one.
We never got to Elvis shooting out toilets, Elvis shooting the ice machine in Lisa Marie's room.
Elvis shot a lot of things.
We never got to the story about the peaches and the yogurt.
Yeah, where they were always worried about him stepping on peach pits.
And we didn't play the tape of pull out by the goddamn roots.
Right.
Pull the throat out by the goddamn roots.
We certainly had some interesting new material on the show today.
Yeah.
And we're going to try. Let's see, Rob. How about you load that one back in machine number 1?
You got it.
And while you do that, because we can intersperse this with some Elvis tapes we've not heard before.
Good.
There's all kinds of speculation about what book Elvis was reading when he died.
Yep.
It was The Scientific Search for the Face of Jesus by Frank Adams. Dan Warlick, investigator for the Shelby County Medical Examiner's Office, says Elvis was reading a raunchy book about astrology and sexual positions. If he changed books, he changed after Billy Smith left the room, because Billy Smith says Elvis was reading a book about Jesus. Elvis bent the page over to mark the picture of the shroud and the outline of how Jesus supposedly looked. Elvis was sitting there reading it while I was washing and drying his hair earlier that day. So,
this is one of the guys?
Yeah. This is Billy Smith now, talking about how Elvis is sitting on the toilet earlier in the day
while the guy's washing and drying his hair.
And drying his hair. That's right.
CBS News. Elvis Presley, the one-time king of popular music, is dead at the age of 42.
Lamar really meant well. We never wanted to say this, but it's true. Elvis was actually sitting on the toilet with his pajama bottoms down. His colon was bothering him.
Yeah.
He fell over. Best I understand, crawled a few feet.
One of the books that we don't have in here today explains it as straining its stool.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob.
No problem.
Thank you very, very much.
This was not an instant death or a painless one. Ooh. You know, from all those little hemorrhages he had from the waist up, where the blood vessels burst after he fell.
Oh, my. Straining its stool.
It goes along with the drug death. He must have struggled for a while, too.
Yeah.
He vomited a little bit.
Oh, dear.
He laid there before he died. Ginger says, that was Elvis' last girlfriend. Ginger says she woke up around 2 in the afternoon and Elvis wasn't in bed, but his reading light was still on. Instead of immediately going to look for him, she called her friends. Finally, Ginger got up and went looking for Elvis. She knocked on the bathroom door, and when he didn't answer, she went in and found him slumped on the floor. He's kind of on his left side with his knees drawn, his hands underneath his face. He was almost in a praying position. He had on his gold pajama bottoms. They were down past his knees. Yeah. His face was in the carpet. Nostrils in the carpet.
Oh, dear.
She called to him. He didn't respond. She touched him. He was cold. She said later she turned his head and he seemed to breathe once. But all dead people expire a little air.
Right.
His face was all distorted. His eyes were closed. She opened one of them and it was real red. It just stared empty. His tongue was hanging out of his mouth. Thinking like of a dog.
I know.
Hey. What do you got in here?
I'd like to do a song here, ladies and gentlemen, that is one of the prettiest goddamn love songs I've heard in my life, man. I'll tell you. No, it is. It's just one of the prettiest songs I've ever heard in my life. I've never sung it. I've never recorded it. I never liked the damn thing until I found out. Damn, I got a toothache. Until I found out the story behind why it was written, and then I really didn't like it because I don't like that type of stuff. So, the next song, no. Now, this is a true story of a song. It's been around for a long time. Try to take this belt out, really. It's going to cut me, castrate me, do something, you know. Really, I can't do that. I got things to do and places, you know.
Don't forget he's got a toothache.
Places to go and other tours and things and cities and chicks and all that jazz, you know. Look, I just call. Be careful. Be careful, son. Be careful.
You're taking his belt off.
Don't get it caught in the core and I'll die, you know. Electrocute my ass. And excuse me, folks. I just mumble things. Oh! Damn, it's that tight. You cut off my hair, man. I can't sing.
He's making no sense.
You know, I sing from down in the gut, down shoe soles. You'll never get up here.
I got a toothache. Wow.
It's just like in the middle of
right.
all the other stuff.
And then take my belt off.
All right, let's get back to Elvis. So Ginger finds him. She calls downstairs. She says, "Who's on duty?" And Pauline, the maid, said, "It's Al." He was the first person to go upstairs. Al looked at Elvis, and he panicked. He called out to the office, and Joe, just flown in from California the night, came up with Patsy Presley right behind, and they found Elvis discolored, just purple.
Wow. Yeah. Purple Elvis.
Almost black from the waist up, where all the blood had settled. Al said Joe slapped Elvis a couple of times to try to bring him around. When that didn't work, he tried to give him mouth-to-mouth.
Hello.
Oh, you know what? We are going to have to turn off the MC Hammer alarm.
Okay, it's off.
Okay, it's off today. Elvis's jaw was clamped tight. You couldn't give him mouth-to-mouth. Joe got a hammer. Tried to bust his teeth out. Couldn't get his mouth open. Elvis had just clamped down on his tongue so bad he just about had to cut his tongue in half.
Yeah.
His tongue was black, too.
Like a giraffe.
Joe now denies that he knocked Elvis's teeth out with a hammer. But I swear to God he did. This is Billy Smith speaking.
Right.
It was a hard thing to see. Joe knocked on his teeth for 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh, God.
When we got there, the Harvey team, that's what Baptist calls the emergency crew, had Elvis in trauma room 2. And all the guys who'd gone in the ambulance never had a hard time getting past security. His cousin came. All of his friends were there. That's what I remember about trauma room number 1. He's gone, I said, everybody. You know he is. You hear all kinds of stories now. I never saw Elvis in that room, but in 1992, Dr. Nick came out with a story in the Inquirer. He said he got a heartbeat on the EKG monitor, but Elvis was brain dead. Now, David told Lamar when the Harvey team pumped Elvis's stomach, there were so many pills, it sounded like a gravel. It sounded like gravel going in an aluminum pan.
It sounds like gravel, Jack. Wow.
And they heard this through the closed door in the next room. He caught a glimpse through the door, and he saw Elvis naked on the steel table. They had to cut him. Anyway, we weren't standing there very long when Dr. Nick walked out.
Dr. Nick, there he is.
He looked right at me and Joe and shook his head. He said, "I can't believe it. We've lost him.
I can't believe it after all those pills I prescribed.
We all just grabbed one another and started crying. Dr. Nick put his arm around me and said, I've got something to help you through this.
Oh, God. Of course. Wow.
Happily ever after.
Oh, my God.
That's the true end
That's
to the
it.
story.
Sure is. That is it.
But having a big E.
Even after all that, I got something to get you through this.
This orchestra, ladies and gentlemen, was voted by Billboard magazine in the last 2 years the number one orchestra of the year.
Right on, E.
Cost me a fortune to get that done. No, I'm only kidding. There's a guy in the audience. I got sick one night last week, and I had a temperature of about 102.
Oh, no.
Don't plug 102 temperature. No, I had a temperature. It was a flu going on in this town, and all my employees were dropping like flies. And they were in the room with me, get me dressed, and they breathed in my face. And so I caught the flu, and I missed one night.
So it's just a creepy
which I don't like to do. I've only missed about 6-7 nights in 19 years from illness.
Yeah. How about those rings, Elvis? Those are great, too.
Because, to me, a germ is an enemy.
Is an enemy.
Son of a bitch, and I'll fight it. And that's why I went to the hospital. Went to the hospital once in my life. Once in my life. And then it was only for 3 days because they had a little bronchitis.
Are they riffing in the background doing a little riff?
Yeah.
And you know how they do in the hospital? They check you for everything in the world, man. I mean,
Jack?
Liver, they'll find something wrong with you. They'll create something if you ain't got it.
There's nothing wrong with you, Elvis.
That guy took a liver biopsy. You know what a liver test is? You know what it do? The doctor comes in and says, "Don't look at me." Turns your head, takes a needle this long, goes, right between your ribs, pulls out a piece of your liver. I swear to God, that's it. John, you know what I'm talking about. And so I said...
Yeah, you've all had that done, haven't you? Yeah. When you go to the doctor and he takes a big piece of metal and sticks it in your rib and comes out with a piece of your liver?
Yeah, well, I have had that done.
Well, everybody except you, Mike.
I'm kidding.
He said, "I don't move for 24 hours. And here I was, I guess. Damn, what do you do to me? I was okay. I was getting well, and he come in and stabbed me. I swear to God, I saw him out of the corner of my eye because I can't help it. I'm trained that way. He looked like a samurai warrior. He said, "Ta-da!" For that needle, man. Fastest son I've ever seen in my life.
And he goes on for another half hour.
That's our E.
Hey, that was a good one.
Now listen, what did we not get to today? Besides all the tapes that we didn't get to, and we've still got like 15 more awful tribute songs to Elvis. We never talked to Reverend Dorian Baxter, known as Elvis Priestley. We had this guy lined up, but we blew him off. He's a priest,
right,
who has legally changed his name. We also missed the chance today to call Vienna, Austria, where they're hosting Elvis Week. And I know everybody's upset that we did not get to Elvis today.
Elvis to Elvis. Unfortunately, we missed that today.
The helicopter did not land.
We'll have to do this again.
But someone has a birthday in January.
In a world where owning a radio was strictly forbidden, one man found a way to bring good news to his people.
Elvis.
Me, Jack.
He made it up.
Oh, it was Buzz. I'm sorry, Buzz. Oh, and listen, I should say, as always, to Rob. Elvis was my friend. You're the man. Great job with all the Elvis stuff.
Good job, Robbie.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Rob. And every year he comes in and he says, I got more stuff that we've never heard before.
He keeps on giving.
I got more tapes we've never heard before. I got more stories we've never heard before.
And we did today. Yeah.
Yeah. And, well, anyway, all that, whenever his birthday is.
January 8th.
January.
Elvis Presley 8th.
He'll be 71.
Buzz Girdley, what is your lead story on news and comments tonight?
Tonight, the first rule of the Bush administration, no fat guys.
Hey!
No fat guys.
That's right.
Yeah, I take offense. I resemble that remark.
Elvis wouldn't have liked that rule.
What about Carl Rose?
Stay tuned for news and comment coming up on the Don and Mike Show.
Mike Show. Buzz, that pleases me greatly. Mike, that was very...
That's BS.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Check it out, y'all. The producers of the Barbershop movies are bringing Barbershop the series to Showtime.
What does that window say? We accept food stamps. Calvin's. This is Calvin's Barbershop.
It's the Barbershop, you heard? Ain't nothing changed.
Talking dirty to your wife is like hunting in a zoo. You know you're gonna bag something.
Check out Barbershop, only on Showtime.
Barbershop the series, with multiplays every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10, 9 Central. Only on Showtime.
That's something to feel good about.
So you've got an iPod and you love it. But why aren't you playing it over your car's sound system? Why indeed, when your neighborhood Radio Shack is right around the corner with a fast and easy solution. The Monster iCarPlay FM transmitter. Just tune it to any FM frequency and leave the earbuds behind. It even charges your iPod too. Why not listen to your iPod in a whole new way? Pull into Radio Shack now for a Monster iCarPlay wireless FM transmitter. You're going to say, why didn't I do this sooner? Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
I like to drive my car, and I like to take Sparky here with me. You've said it, but sometimes my dog smells like a dog. Right, Sparks? That's okay. I just don't want my car to smell like a dog, you know? That's why I like new Glade car-scented oil. I just clip it to my air vent, and my car is filled with fresh Glade fragrances. So whether Sparky here has doggy breath or doggy odor, rolling down the window is purely optional. New car-scented oil only from Glade. It's freshness to go. S.C. Johnson Family Company.
I'm a woman. I like things like movies with dialogue and sweater sets. I like hot cocoa on a rainy day. I like the word cocoa. But most of all, I like my big fat hog. Which is why I have Geico motorcycle insurance. Geico covers most kinds of bikes and has money-saving discounts. Geico. That's nice.
For a free rate quote on motorcycle insurance, visit geico.com or call 1-800-44-CYCLE. Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Let's ride.
Don and Mike Afternoons.
Don and Mike, there'll be no mollycoddling.
It's the Don and Mike Show on AM 1550, The Edge.
Everybody loves Don and Mike. It's the Don and Mike Show, followed by Tom Likas at 7 on The Edge 1550.
NBC News Radio, I'm Kevin Cork. Only the holdouts are left. The deadline has come and gone for Jewish settlers to leave the Gaza Strip. Israeli troops are ready to remove resistors. NBC's Tom Aspel in Gaza City says the soldiers will use the maximum force necessary.
That means probably 4 or 5 Israeli soldiers or policemen for each Jewish settler. It takes 4 men to carry 1, according to Army doctrine here.
It looks like engine failure caused a plane crash in Venezuela, killing all 160 people on board. The plane was on its way from Panama to Martinique when it went down. Here at home, the soaring cost of energy drove consumer prices up a half point in July. A used computer sale in Virginia today literally sparked a stampede. It was a mob scene as about 1,000 people raced to buy $50 laptops. No serious injuries, but more than a few bumps and bruises. Madonna wasn't so lucky. She broke her hand and collarbone when she fell off her horse today at her country estate in London. I'm Kevin Cork, NBC News Radio.
I'm wife, mom, president of the PTA, member of 8 book clubs, lightning fast potato peeler. Oh, and candidate for mayor.
The less laundry you have to do, the more living you can do. Thanks to the newly designed Maytag Neptune high-efficiency washer, which has the largest front-load capacity available. So you can do more loads in less time. And even a king-size comforter. It's only from the most trusted brand in laundry. Maytag. For less laundry, more life. Depend on us.
Millions of miles, thousands of TV appearances, hundreds of baseball games, 80 years of history, and a fleet of Goodyear blimps all add up to one big celebration. The Goodyear Blimp Birthday Celebration with sky-high savings on some of Goodyear's most popular tires. Plus, get up to an $80 rebate on a qualifying purchase. Offers end August 27th. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for complete details and the participating retailer nearest you. Goodyear. For 80 years, it's been the name everyone looks up to. Mail-in rebate offer subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply.
At Pennsylvania's Children's Health Insurance Program, we cover.
No, don't touch.
Hey, slow down. And we cover.
Whoa, watch your step. Watch your fingers.
Because despite all you tell them,
what were you thinking?
Kids will be kids. If the change has left your kids without health insurance, call CHIP today at 1-800-986-KIDS or visit www.state.pa.us. PA keyword CHIP. All calls are confidential. Sponsored by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Edward G. Rendell, Governor.
Attention swimmers! Get out of the water! Everybody out of the water immediately!
Dude, is that...
It's a pair of thunder thighs. Big ones, too. That mom who's been swimming a lot with her kids must have lost them.
Whoa. I heard about this happening once up at Laguna.
Small step number 54. Play with your kids. It's just one of the many small steps you can take to get healthy. Learn more at www.smallstep.gov.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Have you been jazzing around yet? It's Sundays from 10 to 12 here on 1550. Get a taste of the latest jazz albums, a concert and club calendar, birthdays, awards, obituaries, and more. Plus featured artist interviews. That's a lot of jazzing. Check it out for yourself. Sponsored in part by Martini's, Route 885 Jefferson, Original Recipe Italian Cooking, and Spider Mondinelli's Pittsburgh Jazz Giants, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Jazzing around. Sundays 10 to 12 here on 1550 The Edge.
Hi, everyone. This is Tom Rita, the networking guy, host of Pittsburgh's most unique business show, Business in the Fast Lane, heard every Saturday morning from 11 to noon right here on The Edge. For the past 18 months, we've been bringing the best and the brightest into our studios, providing you with ideas, advice, and real-world examples to help you grow your business. Here is the tip of the day for all you professionals who are looking to meet your next best client. On Thursday, August 18th, from 5:45 to 8:30 p.m., the Holiday Inn in Greentree is where you will want to be. It's TSBN's 4th annual networking event of the summer, featuring a cocktail hour with hors d'oeuvres and followed by a progressive sit-down dinner. There'll be plenty of display tables to put your company's literature on, door prizes, networking tips, and once again, we're expecting over 200 people. You can register online at www.tsbn.org or by calling TSBN's worldwide headquarters at 412-367-5979. That's 412-367-5979.
Once upon a time, there was a cottage where lived a young boy. One day, his parents went for a walk.
Boy?
They said, for they never got round to naming him.
Please look after the cottage.
I will. The boy promised. But as soon as they walked down the hill, the boy yelled, Hog! His parents ran back to the cottage.
Where?
They asked, but the boy only laughed. Furious, they left again.
Hog!
The boy yelled again.
Where?
Asked his parents, but the boy only laughed. Again they left, angrier than before. Suddenly, an energy hog appeared.
Hello.
Now, an energy hog is what you have when humans waste energy.
Boy, am I hungry,
said the hog. Terrified, the boy cried out, Hog! But his parents, suspecting another trick, ignored him. So the boy logged on to energyhog.org, played cool games, learned how to rid the cottage of the energy hog, and became a hero to his family. And the moral is, to use energy wisely, log on to energyhog.org. Or, if you cry hog, it better be a hog calling contest.
This public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Whether they're your spouse, boyfriend, or girlfriend, or you're looking to turn up the heat on your love life, Sassy Sensations is the place to shop. A gift from the exciting world of Sassy Sensations says so much to the person you're giving it to. You'll find everything, including pleasure toys, lingerie, fun games, edibles, and other erotic items the mall wouldn't think of stocking. Speaking of stockings and the like, whether you're outrageously sexy, a simple romantic at heart, or just have a naughty streak, there are Sassy Sensations surprises that will fit you. Sassy Sensations is completely dedicated to love, romance, and total enjoyment in the bedroom or wherever fun takes you. Pamper yourself, intensify each other's intimate moments, and be free to create your own special passion. Come see me, Vanessa, at Sassy Sensations, Route 88 in Castle Shannon, or click your mouse with sassysensations.com and give us a call at 1-877-467-2779. That's right, 1-877-467-2779. Sassy Sensations, where good boys and girls get even better.
Data security and speed can be what puts your business ahead of your competition. But cost is important too. You might be paying every month for bandwidth you don't use. Let's talk about your company's disaster recovery system. Is it as effective and secure as it could be? What are you paying for your T1 line? I'll bet we can offer you a better deal. We're ASP Station, a premier independent server co-location facility and high-speed internet access provider. Virtually unlimited bandwidth, co-location for your backup servers, off-site system backup, and secure access to your equipment 24/7. Check us out on the web at aspstation.net or call us at 412-661-6001. Easy number to remember, 412-661-6001. ASP Station, 412-661-6001.
WURP Braddock. WURP Braddock. Pittsburgh's new talk radio station is 1550 The Edge.
Tool Pleasure Performance Enhancer.
Big wheels keep on turning.
Duramax, number one, because it really works. It's doctor developed.
Someone called for a doctor.
Clinically tested. Elvis loved it. Yep. 1-888 try VMAX now. Here's Buzz. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike. When President Bush interviewed John Roberts for his lifelong gig on the Supreme Court, he was delighted to learn that Roberts works out, exercises a lot. Roberts is either a fitness nut or he had done his homework.
Let me check his waistline.
He does this. It's been pointed out more than once, most recently in the magazine The Economist, that the key to W's inner circle is a keen interest in fitness and sports. Condoleezza Rice works out with the president and watches football with him.
Yeah, let's work out.
Connie, come to my treadmill. Oh, yeah. I will be. My treadmill will be located directly in back of yours.
Do you like my overbite? I really
is that your Condi Rice impression?
Which is also my Robert the Mailman, also my O.J. Simpson, also.
I do.
Also Beyonce.
Wish we could get those teeth to be skinnier.
But, quoting The Economist...
Beyonce knows. I'd be crazy in love.
Thank you. Come and ride with me on my wonderful mountain bike.
You're a retard.
Thank you. You are correct, sir.
Quoting The Economist...
I am Beyonce. This is Beyonce Knowles.
How are you, Beyonce? Beyonce Knowles.
Quoting The Economist, a poor physique can test the president's patience when Mr. Bush sacked Larry Lindsey, his portly economic advisor, during his first term.
Wait a minute. How's Cheney get to keep his job?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I'm sharing with you what they say in the magazine The Economist. And they say that when Larry Lindsey got fired, Bush apparently complained in private about Larry's failure to exercise.
Hello, Mr. President.
All he has to do is ride the bike for 15 minutes a day, and he will be a better economic.
Guess who this am?
Who are you, sir?
I may be a lady. I may be 3 times a lady. Guess who this am right now?
Who am it?
This am Sam Jackson. I fooled you. This am Lennox Lewis.
It's amazing.
Hello, mate.
Sounds amazing to me.
Let's have some Arthur Treaches. Fish and chips. That's good. That am good.
That is your English accent. Very lovely.
Very British. What good is a conservative, lifelong Supreme Court justice anyway if he isn't going to be around long enough to make sure certain things are taken care of? Democrats were beside themselves over the president's refusal to make public the papers John Roberts wrote when he was working for Ronald Reagan. But we have some of those papers, and they reveal a lot. Like when Roberts wrote in 1985 about an anti-abortion demonstration that had been staged as a memorial.
This be VJ Singh. Damn that Phil. Whitey, big fat Whitey, smiling.
He beat you again, VJ.
Yes.
Beaten by the white man.
Roberts called it, quote, an appropriate means of calling attention to the abortion tragedy. There'd been a little uncertainty about where Roberts stood on that controversial question, but not anymore. In 1981, he referred to a woman's right to make decisions about her body as the so-called right to privacy.
Thank you!
Later, for the first President Bush, Roberts wrote that Roe v. Wade was wrongly decided and should be overturned. But Roberts is conservative on other issues as well. He called a federal court ruling of equal pay for women, quote, a radical, redistributive concept.
Thank you!
He had equally conservative views on the separation of church and state. And one more thing, he's going to get the job. There aren't enough votes in Congress to stop it. He gets the job for life, and he's healthy and fit.
Yeah!
Is he going to get the job at CBS News, though?
I don't know. No,
that's probably the greatest honor that I've ever had in my life.
I don't know, Roberts.
You're paying more, but you're not getting more. The good news is there'd be practically no inflation at all if it weren't for gasoline and energy prices. The bad news is the price of gasoline went up 6% last month. The bad news is it takes gasoline to fuel the trucks to bring you the food. That also went up last month.
Sounds like a kid's song. Gasoline to fuel the trucks to bring you the food, to have the fun, to make you eat, to go to church. Right.
On average, prices went up last month by 0.5%, biggest increase in 3 months. But remember, that's mainly just from gas and food. The only reason the numbers aren't worse, the prices on new cars actually went down last month.
I have come up with a solution to that.
Yes?
You must all go to work on a mountain bike, like me, in Crawford.
Well, with bad news at home and abroad, Bush supporters are becoming a minority. The latest Newsweek poll shows the president's approval rating to be about what it was.
Did somebody say minority?
Yes, I did.
Hi, Buzz.
Hi, how you doing?
Guess who this is?
I don't know.
Who
To
are
whom
you?
am
Who
I
are
speaking?
You, sir, ma'am?
This is Tara Banks.
Tara Banks.
Have you seen my new TV show?
Sounds exactly the same as Lennox Lewis.
You are lovely.
Hello there, mate. I love your Russell Crowe impression.
Latest Newsweek poll shows the president down around where LBJ was during Vietnam. LBJ was at 32% in March of 1968.
Yeah.
W is now at 34%, and that's just for his handling of the war.
And I want to tell you, people loved LBJ back in the day, especially during Vietnam.
Oh, sure.
And you know when they really loved him the most?
When?
There's not a lot of things I remember from LBJ when I was a kid. I remember my Uncle Jerry went to Vietnam, and
Right.
my family was flipped out about that.
Sure.
I do remember the one thing when I was a kid with Lyndon Baines Johnson was fog by the ear.
Yeah.
Held it up.
Held both ears, yeah.
This is one of the things, I remember when I was a kid, I'm like 10 years old.
A beagle,
that
I think.
it was the lead story on the news. My family was all gathered around the TV to watch the president stand in front of the White House with his beagle and pick him up by his ears
by the ears
to show everybody that it didn't hurt the dog.
And he
was like,
showed his scar, too. He showed, like, a surgery scar that he had. He showed that. Those are the two things where people thought he was a barbarian.
And he keeps giving. You know, if you go to the LBJ Museum, they have a talking dummy of him that's, like, in a corner. And it's programmed to talk if you get close to it.
Really?
It's supposed to be the most horrifying thing ever.
Let's all go.
Today!
Sounds scary.
And here's news. Infinity has just hired that statue to do 7 to 11 p.m. All the way with LBJ.
Very exciting.
But the president's overall approval rating is also down to LBJ status. It was 41 for Lyndon Johnson, 42 for George W. That's ironic since the president told Tim Russert last year, and I quote, "The thing about Vietnam that troubles me as I look back was it was a political war." He told Russert that the lesson learned was not to, quote, have politicians making military decisions.
I wonder what Big Russ thinks about that.
So how do we get out of this mess?
And what about his overall approval?
Yeah?
He should wear overalls.
Yeah, at the ranch.
Thank you.
He's in Texas.
Only if people would approve.
If he wants overall approval, he should wear overalls.
That's
Yeah,
right.
but big ones that are too big for him, like the kind that Junior Samples used to wear.
On hee-haw.
I approve.
Exactly what I'm thinking of. And, Mike, can we just take a moment, as long as we're remembering today?
Yes.
God bless Lulu.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's fantastic.
She was sweet, wasn't
She's the hottest woman in the cornfield.
And who can forget the Hager twins?
Oh, the Hagers were fantastic.
They were sweet also.
Oh, man.
We can't get going on our hee-haw riff now.
Well, it doesn't matter. Every night when I drive home, I'm always picking and grinning.
Just like Grandpa.
I'm picking.
I'm grinning. Hee-haw.
So how do we get out of this mess? Well, step one, lower expectations. The Bush administration now says we'll have to settle for much less than we'd hoped to accomplish in Iraq. We're scheduled to turn the peacekeeping over to the Iraqis in just 4 short months, and now the White House says it no longer expects to see a model new democracy there, or a self-supporting oil industry, or a society in which most people are free and secure. Those are goals that were laid out after it was revealed there were no weapons of destruction or ties to al-Qaeda. Even the rights of women in Iraq were supposed to be better without Saddam are also now in question. And then there's the occasional social effect of war here at home. In Lawrence, Massachusetts, a veteran recently named Marine of the Year has been arrested for shooting at civilians. 33-year-old Dan Cotnoir didn't like the nightclub noise he was hearing from his bedroom window, so he got out his shotgun.
Hey, man, come on.
2 people were injured by bullet fragments early Sunday morning. Cotnoir served as a military mortician preparing fallen soldiers for open casket funerals. When he received his Marine of the Year award, he was undergoing counseling at a veterans hospital. State officials are now considering mental health screenings for National Guardsmen just coming back from Iraq. And Cindy Sheehan, the woman camped outside the ranch where the president's vacationing, will soon be available. Her husband of 28 years back in California filed divorce papers on Friday. He cites irreconcilable differences and is refusing to comment any further.
That would have nothing to do with, I mean, right or wrong.
Yeah.
His wife is in front of the Bush house screaming and yelling.
All day and not back at home, so it's probably...
You know, let's check in with what Fair and Balanced Bill O'Reilly thinks about this story.
Very good.
Because it's a woman that is in Crawford, Texas.
Yes, she's been out there camping out in front of the ranch.
In front of Bush's house. She's had all the signs saying, you killed my son. Now the husband is divorcing her. Bill O'Reilly.
Have a happy abortion for Christmas.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill. Not sure how that pertains to it, but he always says that.
He always has something to
It's kind
say.
of his catchphrase.
I get it.
It's kind of a, you know, Mike, that's how you start a cult following.
Yeah.
Or what is it that Fred Willard says?
That's how you start a cult. It only lasted a year.
Have a happy abortion for Christmas.
Oh,
When we come back,
Comics Constant Companion.
Mike LaFontaine.
when we come back, we'll wrap it up with marijuana stories.
Oh.
There's a shock.
Where'd I find those?
Yes, fair and balanced, right, Buzz?
In your tomatoes.
Right.
Be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.